Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT. Cognitive behavioral therapy, often called CBT, is a practical and structured approach to understanding how our thoughts, emotions, and actions are linked. It is one of the most widely used forms of modern therapy because it focuses on teaching people how to manage their own minds, instead of relying only on external help. The basic idea behind CBT is simple but powerful. The way we think about situations affects how we feel, and how we feel influences what we do. By changing our thoughts, we can change our emotional state and our behavior. Many of the thoughts that cause us stress, sadness, or fear happen automatically. These are called automatic negative thoughts. They often sound like a critical inner voice saying, "I'm not good enough," or "something bad will happen." CBT helps you recognize these thoughts as patterns, not facts. The first step is awareness. You learn to pause and notice what you're telling yourself in difficult moments. This awareness is powerful because once you can see the thought clearly, you can challenge it. The next step is to question the thought. You ask yourself, is this thought really true, or what evidence do I have for and against it? Most of the time, we discover that our minds are exaggerating or assuming the worst. For example, if you make a mistake at work, your mind might jump to, "I'll get fired," when in reality, everyone makes mistakes, and it's usually not that serious. By replacing that fear-based thought with something more balanced, like, "I made a mistake, but I can learn from it," you reduce unnecessary anxiety and see things more clearly. CBT also focuses on behavior. Thoughts and actions reinforce each other, so when you avoid situations that make you uncomfortable, your fear grows stronger. CBT encourages small, manageable actions that help you face your fears gradually. For instance, if you are afraid of speaking in public, you might start by talking in front of a small, supportive group. Each successful step builds confidence and teaches your mind that you can handle more than you believed. Over time, practicing these techniques rewires how you respond to challenges. You begin to notice negative thoughts faster, replace them with rational ones, and take calmer, more effective actions. This process helps people who struggle with anxiety, depression, phobias, and even stress from daily life. CBT is not about pretending everything is positive, it's about seeing reality more accurately and responding with strength instead of fear. The beauty of CBT is that it empowers you. You become your own therapist, learning lifelong tools to manage your thoughts and emotions. You stop being controlled by automatic reactions and start living with greater awareness and choice. By training your mind to think differently, you build emotional resilience and create a more balanced, peaceful way of living. Mindfulness Meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a simple yet deeply powerful practice that teaches you how to live fully in the present moment. In a world filled with constant noise, rushing thoughts, and endless distractions, mindfulness offers a quiet space where the mind can rest and reset. The essence of mindfulness is awareness, being conscious of what is happening right now, without judgment. It is about noticing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they come and go, rather than getting lost in them or trying to push them away. When you practice mindfulness meditation, you start by finding a comfortable position, sitting, lying down, or even standing still. You close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and bring your attention to something simple and constant, like your breathing. You might notice the coolness of the air as you inhale or the warmth as you exhale. The mind will almost immediately begin to wander. That is perfectly normal. You might start thinking about something that happened earlier in the day or something you need to do later. The key is not to fight those thoughts but to gently notice them and bring your focus back to the breath. This act of noticing and returning builds mental strength. Every time you guide your attention back to the present, you are training your mind, just like exercising a muscle. Over time, you become more aware of when your thoughts are dragging you into stress, worry, or regret. You learn that you do not have to believe every thought that enters your head. Instead, you can observe it, acknowledge it, and let it pass, much like watching clouds drift across the sky. Mindfulness also helps you connect more deeply with your body. By paying attention to sensations, the rise and fall of your chest, the feeling of your feet touching the ground, or the tension in your shoulders, you reconnect your mind and body. This awareness often brings calm and balance because it draws your attention away from racing thoughts and anchors it in the physical experience of the moment. Emotionally, mindfulness meditation teaches acceptance. Many of us resist unpleasant emotions such as anger, fear, or sadness, which only makes them stronger. In mindfulness, you learn to allow emotions to be present without judgment. You observe how they feel in your body and mind, understanding that emotions are temporary waves of energy that eventually pass. This acceptance softens the emotional struggle and brings peace even in difficult moments. Practicing mindfulness regularly also enhances focus and clarity. You start to notice small details, the sound of birds, the taste of your food, or the warmth of sunlight on your skin. Life becomes richer, slower, and more meaningful. You become less reactive and more deliberate, able to pause before responding to challenges. Over time, mindfulness can reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and increase overall well-being. It helps you move through life with a sense of grounded calmness, even when things around you are uncertain. In its simplest form, mindfulness meditation is about being here, now, fully awake to your own experience. It reminds you that peace is not found in the future or the past but in this very moment. With consistent practice, it transforms not only how you feel but how you live. Positive thinking. Positive thinking is the practice of focusing your mind on what is good, possible, and constructive rather than what is negative, limiting, or discouraging. It is not about ignoring life's challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it is about choosing a mindset that allows you to see opportunities, solutions, and hope, even in difficult situations. Positive thinking trains your mind to support you, not work against you. It helps you approach life with resilience, optimism, and a calm belief that things can get better. At its core, positive thinking starts with awareness, noticing how you talk to yourself. Our internal dialogue, often called self-talk, shapes our emotions and actions. When that voice is filled with constant criticism or worry, it can make even small problems feel heavy and impossible. For example, if you tell yourself, "I always fail," your brain will look for proof of failure, reinforcing that belief. But if you begin to change that inner script to something more encouraging, like, "I've had setbacks, but I can learn and improve," your mind starts to work differently. You begin to spot chances for progress instead of obstacles. The practice of positive thinking involves intentionally shifting your focus. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, you reflect on what went right, even if it was something small. Gratitude helps with this shift. When you take time each day to think about or write down things you appreciate, a kind word, a meal, a moment of laughter, you start to train your brain to notice the positive details of your life. Over time, this habit rewires how you experience the world. Another important part of positive thinking is surrounding yourself with positive influences. This doesn't mean avoiding people who are struggling but being mindful of what kind of energy and messages you allow into your mind. Reading uplifting material, listening to inspiring talks, or spending time with supportive people can all help strengthen your optimistic outlook. Positive thinking also connects strongly to action. It is not only about thoughts but about the confidence those thoughts create. When you believe that improvement is possible, you are more likely to take steps toward it. You become solution-focused instead of problem-focused. For example, if you lose a job, instead of falling into despair, positive thinking helps you say, "This could be my chance to find something that fits me better." That belief leads to action, and action leads to change. However, positive thinking does not mean denying pain or reality. Life will always bring difficulty, and positivity does not erase it. What it does is give you strength to handle it. A positive thinker can say, "This is hard, but I will get through it." That combination of realism and optimism builds emotional resilience. With practice, positive thinking becomes natural. You begin to meet challenges with calm confidence, find beauty in ordinary moments, and recover faster from setbacks. It transforms not just how you see the world but how you experience yourself within it. Positive thinking is not magic, it is a daily choice, one that slowly reshapes your mind and your life. The 5-second rule, Mel Robbins. The 5-second rule is a simple but remarkably powerful self-help technique created by motivational speaker and author Mel Robbins. It teaches that when you have an instinct to act on a goal or an idea, you must physically move and take action within 5 seconds, before your brain talks you out of it. The concept sounds almost too simple, but behind its simplicity lies deep psychological truth. The rule helps you overcome hesitation, procrastination, and fear by interrupting destructive thought patterns and replacing them with decisive action. The basic method is this: whenever you feel the urge to do something that will improve your life, whether it's getting out of bed, making a difficult phone call, or speaking up in a meeting, you count backward from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you move. You take action immediately. That brief countdown interrupts your habit of overthinking and shifts control from your emotional brain to your rational, decision-making brain. In that small window, you take charge of your mind instead of letting doubt or fear take over. To understand why this works, it helps to look at how the brain functions. Humans naturally resist change. The brain's job is to protect you, to keep you safe and comfortable. So, whenever you think about doing something new, uncertain, or difficult, your mind quickly creates excuses: I'm too tired, I'll do it later, or it probably won't work. This is your brain's defense mechanism, designed to avoid discomfort. Unfortunately, this same mechanism is what stops you from growing, learning, and reaching your potential. The 5-second rule acts as a mental reset button. The moment you start counting backward, your brain shifts focus. It can no longer keep running the loop of excuses or fears. By the time you reach 1, you are ready to act, even if you don't feel fully ready emotionally. That is the key: action before emotion. Many people wait to feel motivated before doing something, but motivation is unreliable. It doesn't always appear when you need it most. The 5-second rule trains you to act first, and the motivation follows afterward. For example, imagine your alarm goes off early in the morning. You know you plan to exercise, but your body feels heavy, and your mind starts whispering, just 5 more minutes. That's your hesitation window. Instead of listening to that inner voice, you count down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you get up immediately. Within seconds, the resistance is broken, and you are moving toward your goal. The same technique applies to countless situations: sending an email you've been avoiding, starting a conversation with someone new, or even making a tough decision. The brilliance of the rule lies in its simplicity and speed. You don't need special tools, motivation, or training. You only need a decision and a countdown. Over time, using this method builds confidence because each small action becomes proof that you can trust yourself. You start to see that hesitation is the enemy of progress, and that most of your limitations are mental, not physical. Mel Robbins emphasizes that the 5-second rule is not about perfection, it's about momentum. Life rewards action. When you consistently act before doubt and fear stop you, you create a habit of courage. This doesn't mean you'll always feel confident or fearless, but you'll learn that you can move forward even when you don't feel ready. That lesson becomes life-changing. Scientific studies support the idea that quick, decisive action can interrupt negative mental habits. Counting backward engages the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for focus and decision-making. This process helps you override the limbic system, which controls fear and avoidance. In short, the countdown gives you back control of your mind. The 5-second rule can also improve mental health. Many people use it to stop negative thinking patterns or anxiety spirals. When your mind starts replaying worries, you can count down and redirect your attention to something more productive. The rule works because it's immediate and physical. It turns thought into movement, breaking the cycle of rumination. Over time, using this technique rewires your sense of self. You stop identifying as someone who hesitates, procrastinates, or avoids challenge. You start seeing yourself as someone who acts, decides, and follows through. That small but consistent shift builds trust in your own ability to take control of your life. The 5-second rule is a reminder that change does not begin in big leaps, it begins in seconds. 5 seconds can be the difference between courage and regret, between growth and staying stuck. It teaches that you don't need to wait for the perfect time, the right feeling, or a burst of confidence. You already have everything you need, you just have to count down, take a breath, and move. Habit stacking. Habit stacking is a simple yet transformative self-improvement strategy that helps you build new habits by connecting them to ones you already do automatically. The concept was popularized by author James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, though it draws inspiration from behavioral psychology principles that have been studied for decades. The idea is straightforward. Instead of trying to create an entirely new routine from scratch, you stack a desired new habit on top of an existing one. By linking a new behavior to something that is already part of your daily life, You make it easier to remember, perform, and eventually turn into a natural part of your routine. The brain loves patterns. Every time you repeat an action, your brain creates and strengthens a neural pathway that makes that behavior automatic. For example, you probably don't think twice about brushing your teeth in the morning. It happens almost on autopilot. Habit stacking works by taking advantage of that same mechanism. If you attach a new habit to a strong existing one, the brain starts to associate them together, allowing the new habit to piggyback on the strength of the old one. Here's how it works in practice. Let's say you want to start meditating daily but struggle to find the right time or remember to do it. Instead of randomly deciding to meditate at some point during the day, you can connect it to something you already do, like making your morning coffee. You create a clear, specific statement called an implementation intention, which might sound like this: after I pour my morning coffee, I will sit for 2 minutes and meditate. The key is in the precision. By linking "after I pour my coffee" with "I will meditate," you're giving your brain a direct cue. Over time, the coffee becomes the trigger that automatically reminds you to meditate. This same method can be applied to almost any goal. For instance, if you want to practice gratitude, you could say, "After I brush my teeth at night, I will write down one thing I'm grateful for." If you want to stretch more, you could say, "After I turn on the shower, I will do 1 minute of stretching." The existing habit becomes the anchor, and the new behavior becomes the next link in the chain. Habit stacking is effective because it eliminates the need for motivation. Motivation is inconsistent. Some days you feel inspired, and other days you don't. But habits don't rely on feelings, they rely on repetition and cues. By using a behavior you already do as your reminder, you reduce decision fatigue and make consistency easier. You no longer have to remember or think hard about when to act, the existing habit cues you automatically. Another important part of successful habit stacking is starting small. Many people fail to build habits because they try to do too much too soon, running 5 miles a day, reading for an hour, or completely changing their diet overnight. Habit stacking encourages the opposite. You begin with the smallest possible version of the habit, something so easy it feels almost too simple to skip. For example, instead of aiming to read a full chapter daily, you might start by reading just 1 page after your morning tea. This approach lowers resistance and helps you build momentum. Once the habit feels natural, you can expand it gradually. The method also works best when you are consistent with the environment and timing. The brain connects habits not only through sequence but also through context. If your anchor habit always happens in the same place and time, your new habit will become more automatic in that same setting. For example, doing your stretches every time you brush your teeth in the bathroom will make that connection much stronger than trying to stretch whenever you remember. Habit stacking can be visualized as building a chain. Each existing habit links to a new one, creating a sequence of positive actions that naturally flow through your day. Over time, this chain forms a powerful routine that supports your personal growth without feeling forced. For instance, one person's morning stack might look like this: after I brush my teeth, I'll drink a glass of water. After I drink water, I'll write down my top 3 priorities. After I write my priorities, I'll spend 5 minutes stretching. Within a few weeks, this becomes second nature, a chain of small wins that sets a positive tone for the entire day. The beauty of habit stacking is that it simplifies self-improvement. Instead of relying on willpower, you rely on structure. Instead of trying to fight your existing habits, you build upon them. This creates a system that grows naturally, like adding layers of bricks to a wall, one step at a time, each layer resting securely on the last. In the long run, habit stacking doesn't just help you form new habits, it helps you design a life filled with purposeful routines. Each small behavior becomes a stepping stone toward larger goals, and those small, consistent actions compound into powerful change. The secret is not in doing everything at once, but in doing the right things consistently, one habit stacked neatly upon another, until success becomes part of who you are. Gratitude journaling. Gratitude journaling is a gentle yet profoundly powerful self-help practice that transforms the way you experience life by training your mind to focus on what is good, meaningful, and fulfilling. At its heart, it's about developing a habit of appreciation, consciously noticing the positive aspects of your day and writing them down. It might sound simple, but the impact of doing this consistently can be life-changing. Gratitude journaling helps to rewire your brain, boost your emotional well-being, and create a deeper sense of peace and happiness. The essence of the practice lies in perspective. Every day, our minds are flooded with information, much of it negative. The human brain has what psychologists call a negativity bias, meaning we naturally pay more attention to problems, threats, or disappointments. This bias may have helped our ancestors survive, but in the modern world, it often causes unnecessary stress and unhappiness. Gratitude journaling works like an antidote. When you intentionally focus on the good, even in small things, you balance that bias and teach your brain to look for positivity instead of danger or lack. To begin gratitude journaling, all you need is a notebook or digital journal and a few quiet minutes each day. The practice is flexible and deeply personal. There's no single right way to do it. You might start or end your day by writing down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. These could be big moments like getting a promotion or small, ordinary joys like a warm cup of coffee, a kind smile from a stranger, or the sound of rain outside your window. The key is to be specific and heartfelt. Instead of writing, "I'm grateful for my family," you might write, "I'm grateful for the laugh I shared with my sister on the phone today." The more detailed and personal your gratitude, the more powerful the effect on your mind. As you make this a habit, something subtle begins to shift. You start noticing positive moments as they happen because you know you'll be writing them down later. A beautiful sunset catches your attention, or a small success at work feels more meaningful. Gratitude expands your awareness and turns ordinary days into richer, more connected experiences. Scientific studies have shown that gratitude journaling can reduce stress, improve sleep, strengthen relationships, and even support physical health. When you focus on gratitude, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, chemicals associated with happiness and calm. Over time, your brain starts to expect positive input, which makes you more resilient in difficult times. It doesn't erase challenges, but it changes how you respond to them. You begin to see that even on hard days, something good still exists, a lesson learned, a supportive friend, or the simple fact that you made it through. Consistency is key. You don't need to write pages every day, just a few sentences can be enough. Some people like to use prompts such as, "What made me smile today?" or "What am I taking for granted that I can appreciate more?" Others prefer to freely reflect on their day. You can also include moments of self-gratitude, acknowledging your own efforts and growth. For example, "I'm grateful for my patience today," or "I'm thankful I chose to go for a walk instead of scrolling on my phone." This helps nurture self-compassion, which is a vital part of emotional well-being. Gratitude journaling also has a ripple effect on relationships. When you regularly reflect on people who support or uplift you, you become more aware of their importance. You might naturally start expressing gratitude out loud, saying, "Thank you," more often or writing messages of appreciation. This strengthens bonds, deepens empathy, and spreads positivity to those around you. One of the most beautiful aspects of gratitude journaling is how it helps you stay present. In our fast-paced lives, we often rush from one task to another without pausing to enjoy what's already good. Writing down moments of gratitude slows you down. It invites you to savor the moment and truly experience it. Over time, you may find yourself worrying less about the future or dwelling less on the past because your attention is gently anchored in the now. It's also perfectly normal to have days when you don't feel particularly thankful. During difficult times, the act of writing gratitude can feel forced. But those are the days when the practice matters most. Even if all you can write is, "I'm grateful for having a roof over my head," or "I'm grateful for this journal," it reminds you that there is still light, even in darkness. With practice, this perspective becomes a powerful source of strength and peace. Ultimately, gratitude journaling is more than writing, it's a way of living. It changes the lens through which you see the world. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you begin to notice what's already abundant. You start each day with appreciation and end it with reflection. Little by little, gratitude becomes not just something you do, but something you are, a quiet but steady state of joy and contentment. Law of attraction. The law of attraction is one of the most well-known concepts in the world of self-help and personal development. It is based on the idea that your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs have a magnetic power that draws experiences, people, and circumstances into your life. In simple terms, it means that what you focus on, you attract. When you think positively and feel hopeful, you invite positive results. When you dwell on negativity, worry, or doubt, you unintentionally attract more of those same experiences. The law of attraction teaches that your mind is not just a passive observer of reality, it is an active creator of it. At its core, the law of attraction operates on three key principles: ask, believe, and receive. The first step, ask, involves clearly defining what you want. Many people live reactively, focusing on what they don't want. For example, I don't want to be broke, or I don't want to be lonely. But according to the law of attraction, focusing on lack only creates more lack. Instead, you must turn your attention to what you desire. You can say, I want to create financial stability, or I want to attract loving relationships. Clarity is crucial because the mind needs a clear picture to work with. The second step is believe. This means developing faith that what you desire is already on its way to you. It doesn't mean pretending that everything is perfect or denying challenges. Rather, it's about trusting that your intentions, thoughts, and actions are aligning with the outcome you seek. Belief acts as emotional fuel. It energizes your goals with confidence and positive expectation. When you believe something deeply, you naturally begin to behave in ways that bring it closer to reality. You might take more inspired actions, recognize new opportunities, or connect with people who help you move forward. The third step is receive. This part of the process involves being open to accepting what you have asked for, even if it doesn't arrive exactly as you imagined. Many people unintentionally block what they desire because they cling to specific outcomes or timelines. The law of attraction encourages you to remain open and grateful, trusting that what is meant for you will come in the right form and time. Gratitude and joy raise your emotional vibration. In other words, they align your inner state with the energy of abundance, making it easier for good things to flow toward you. Science often explains this concept in psychological terms. What we focus on expands because our brain filters information through something called the reticular activating system, RAS. This system determines what you notice and pay attention to based on what you believe is important. If you constantly think about opportunities, your mind starts to notice them everywhere. But if you constantly focus on fear or limitation, your brain will find evidence to confirm those fears. The law of attraction, therefore, can be seen as a mental filter that aligns your awareness with your dominant thoughts. Visualization plays a big role in practicing the law of attraction. When you imagine yourself already living your desired reality, whether it's achieving a goal, feeling confident, or enjoying a peaceful life, your brain reacts as if it's already happening. This mental rehearsal strengthens motivation and makes the outcome feel more attainable. Similarly, affirmations, positive statements repeated daily, help reprogram your subconscious mind, replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Statements like, I am worthy of success, or, good things are coming to me, help align your emotions with your goals. However, the law of attraction is not just about thinking, it also requires aligned action. You can't simply wish for a new career while taking no steps toward it. The law responds to both your thoughts and your actions. When you take inspired steps, you demonstrate commitment to your goals, and that action attracts more opportunities in return. Think of it as a partnership between your mindset and your behavior. Both must work together to create results. Skeptics often misunderstand the law of attraction as magical thinking, but in practice, it's about mindset, energy, and awareness. It's not about controlling every event in your life, but about controlling your internal response to those events. When you maintain a positive, focused, and grateful state, you're more resilient, creative, and resourceful, qualities that naturally lead to better outcomes. In the end, the law of attraction teaches a simple but profound lesson: your inner world shapes your outer world. If you fill your mind with fear, you create obstacles. If you fill it with belief, gratitude, and purpose, you create pathways. You become the architect of your reality, one thought and one feeling at a time. Practicing the law of attraction every day means being intentional with what you think, feel, and say. You wake up and decide to focus on abundance instead of lack, possibility instead of limitation, and gratitude instead of complaint. Over time, that shift in perspective transforms not only what happens around you but also who you become within. Visualization. Visualization is a powerful mental technique used to create, imagine, and mentally rehearse the life, goals, and experiences you want to bring into reality. It is based on the understanding that the mind and body are deeply connected, and what you consistently imagine and emotionally believe, you begin to attract, create, and move toward in the physical world. In simple terms, visualization means creating detailed mental pictures of your desired outcomes, seeing them clearly in your mind as if they are already happening. It is a way to train your brain to focus on success, confidence, and possibility rather than fear or limitation. At first glance, visualization might seem like daydreaming, but it is actually a structured mental exercise with profound psychological and even neurological effects. Studies in neuroscience have shown that when you vividly imagine an action, your brain activates many of the same neural pathways as when you perform the action physically. For instance, if you visualize yourself giving a confident presentation, your brain begins to practice that behavior, strengthening the mental circuits that will later help you do it in real life. In this way, visualization acts as a form of mental rehearsal that prepares you for success. The process begins with clarity. You must know exactly what you want to visualize. It could be a goal, like starting your own business, completing a project, or achieving a fitness milestone. It could also be a state of being, like feeling calm, confident, or fulfilled. Once you've chosen your focus, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few slow breaths to relax your body and settle your mind. Then begin to create the image of your desired outcome in as much detail as possible. For example, if you are visualizing yourself achieving a personal goal, picture every part of the scene, the colors, sounds, people, environment, and your own emotions. Imagine the feeling of success, the sense of pride, the joy in your body. The more vivid and sensory the image, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. Your emotions are the key, they give power to the image. When you feel gratitude, excitement, or joy during visualization, your mind begins to accept this imagined scenario as something achievable and natural. Over time, consistent visualization influences your thoughts, beliefs, and behavior. You begin to notice opportunities that align with your goal, and you act with more confidence and purpose. Visualization helps you focus on what you want instead of what you fear. It trains your mind to expect success rather than doubt it. This shift in expectation changes how you carry yourself and how you respond to challenges. You begin to move as though your goals are already in motion, because, in your mind, they are. Visualization can also be used to overcome fear and anxiety. Many athletes, performers, and public speakers use it to mentally prepare before an important event. By visualizing themselves performing calmly and skillfully, they reduce nervousness and build confidence. The same technique can be applied to everyday life, imagining yourself handling a difficult conversation, learning a new skill, or staying calm under pressure. Your mind learns the feeling of success before it happens, which makes it easier to achieve later. There are different styles of visualization. Some people prefer to use vision boards, which are physical or digital collections of images that represent their goals and dreams. Others use guided visualizations, where a recording or script leads them through a mental journey. Some people write down their visualizations as if they have already happened, using the present tense, I am living in my dream home, or I feel strong and confident in my work. These methods reinforce the same principle: what you focus on consistently shapes your reality. The key to effective visualization is repetition and belief. Doing it once will not change your life overnight, but practicing daily builds powerful mental momentum. It is best to visualize at the same time each day, for example, in the morning to set the tone for the day, or at night before sleeping, when your subconscious mind is most receptive. Even 5 minutes a day can make a noticeable difference in your mindset and motivation. Visualization works not because of magic, but because it aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward a single direction. When your mind is filled with clear images of where you want to go, your behavior naturally begins to follow that path. You make better decisions, notice the right opportunities, and persist longer through challenges. Ultimately, visualization is the art of seeing before believing, and then believing until you see. It is about training your mind to live in the energy of success, confidence, and joy before it manifests physically. With consistent practice, it helps you build not just a vision of your goals, but the inner strength and clarity to make them real. Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT/tapping. The Emotional Freedom Technique, often called EFT or tapping, is a mind-body healing method that combines modern psychology with the ancient practice of acupressure. It is designed to help you release emotional stress, calm anxiety, and dissolve limiting beliefs by physically tapping on specific points of your body while focusing on the feelings or problems that bother you. Though it may look simple, EFT can be surprisingly effective, because it works directly with both the mind and the body, helping you reset your emotional response and restore balance. The technique is based on the understanding that emotional distress is not only mental but also energetic. In traditional Chinese medicine, it is believed that energy flows through pathways in the body called meridians. When emotions like fear, anger, or sadness become stuck, this flow of energy is disrupted, leading to emotional and even physical discomfort. EFT works by gently stimulating certain meridian points, mostly on the face, hands, and upper body, while you bring awareness to the issue that's troubling you. The tapping acts as a signal to the nervous system, calming the body's stress response and helping energy flow freely again. A typical EFT session begins with identifying a specific issue you want to address. It could be something emotional, such as anxiety about a presentation, grief, anger, or a feeling of not being good enough. Once you have the issue in mind, you measure how intense it feels on a scale from 0 to 10. Then, you create a short statement that acknowledges both the problem and self-acceptance. For example, you might say, "Even though I feel anxious about speaking in public, I deeply and completely accept myself." This phrase is repeated while tapping on a specific point known as the karate chop point, located on the side of the hand. After that, you begin the main tapping sequence. Using your fingertips, you gently tap about 7 times on a series of meridian points: the top of the head, the beginning of the eyebrow, the side of the eye, under the nose, on the chin, on the collarbone, and under the arm. As you tap on each point, you continue to talk through your feelings, for example, "This anxiety in my chest," or "This fear that I'll mess up." You do not have to say anything perfect. The purpose is to acknowledge your emotional truth while the physical tapping helps release the body's tension and reduce the charge behind those emotions. After completing a few rounds of tapping, you pause and check how you feel. Often, the emotional intensity drops noticeably, sometimes from a 10 to a 5 or even lower. If the feeling is still strong, you repeat the process until it softens or shifts. Many people report that their thoughts become clearer, their bodies feel lighter, and emotions that felt overwhelming suddenly seem manageable. This process teaches your brain a new pattern. Instead of spiraling into stress, you learn to respond with calm awareness and self-acceptance. Scientific studies on EFT have shown promising results. Research suggests that tapping can lower levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, and help regulate the nervous system. By calming the amygdala, the brain's fear center, EFT allows you to process emotions without being consumed by them. In this way, the technique bridges the gap between talk therapy and physical relaxation methods, making it an accessible tool for emotional regulation and personal growth. One of the reasons EFT is so empowering is that it gives you a sense of control over your emotional well-being. You don't need special equipment, and you can do it anywhere, before a stressful event, after an argument, or whenever negative feelings arise. It is a form of emotional hygiene, like brushing your teeth for the mind. The more regularly you practice, the more natural it becomes to calm yourself and release tension before it builds up. EFT can also be used to reprogram limiting beliefs. For example, if you hold a belief such as, "I'm not good enough," you can tap while gently repeating that phrase, and then shift toward a more supportive statement like, "I'm learning to believe in myself." Over time, this helps your subconscious mind let go of old emotional blocks and replace them with confidence and self-trust. Ultimately, EFT is not about ignoring emotions but about honoring and releasing them. It teaches that emotions are energy that can move through you rather than control you. By tapping, acknowledging, and accepting what you feel, you create emotional freedom, the ability to respond to life with clarity and peace instead of fear or reactivity. It is a simple, soothing, and remarkably effective practice that reconnects your mind, body, and emotions into a state of balance. Morning Routine Optimization. Morning routine optimization is the practice of intentionally designing how you begin your day so that your first actions set a positive, focused, and productive tone for everything that follows. The idea is simple but powerful. How you start your morning influences your energy, mindset, and performance for the rest of the day. By creating a morning routine that aligns with your goals and values, you train your mind and body to move through each day with greater clarity, calmness, and control. It is not about strict perfection, but about developing consistent habits that help you wake up with purpose instead of chaos. In today's fast-paced world, many people begin their mornings reactively. They hit the snooze button, scroll through social media, check emails, or rush out the door without grounding themselves first. This immediately puts the mind in a state of stress and distraction. Morning routine optimization reverses this pattern. Instead of starting your day reacting to the world, you start by centering yourself and deciding how you want to feel and act. The first hour after waking is one of the most powerful times of the day because your mind is fresh, and your subconscious is highly receptive. A well-optimized morning routine doesn't have to be complicated or long. What matters most is consistency and intention. The goal is to include a few simple activities that nourish your body, mind, and spirit before the demands of the day take over. For example, many people find it helpful to begin with hydration. After several hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated, so drinking a full glass of water first thing in the morning helps awaken your system and boost energy. Next, incorporating movement, even light stretching or a short walk, signals your body to wake up and releases feel-good hormones like endorphins. Physical activity in the morning increases circulation, clears mental fog, and helps regulate mood. Some people prefer more vigorous exercise, while others enjoy gentle yoga or breathing exercises. The key is to move your body intentionally, not necessarily intensely. Another core element of a strong morning routine is mindfulness or reflection. This could mean meditating for a few minutes, practicing gratitude, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. Taking time to be still allows you to connect with yourself before engaging with the world. It reduces anxiety, sharpens focus, and gives you emotional grounding for the day ahead. Writing or journaling is also a powerful part of morning optimization. When you put your thoughts on paper, whether it's planning your priorities, writing affirmations, or reflecting on what you're grateful for, you create mental order. This helps you clarify what matters most and prevent overwhelm. Even just 5 minutes of writing can make your goals feel clearer and your mind calmer. Another effective strategy is to limit digital distractions at the start of your day. Checking emails or social media first thing can instantly flood your brain with other people's agendas, setting a reactive tone. Instead, try a no-phone rule for the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking. Use that time for self-care, reflection, or preparation. Once you've grounded yourself, you'll handle the outside world with more focus and less stress. Morning routines also benefit from a touch of inspiration or learning. Reading a few pages of an uplifting book, listening to a motivational podcast, or reviewing your goals can feed your mind with positive input. The aim is to direct your thoughts toward growth and encouragement, rather than negativity or worry. Some people like to use the SAVERS formula introduced by Elrod in The Miracle Morning, which stands for silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, journaling. This structure combines multiple powerful habits into one short, purposeful routine. You can customize it to fit your lifestyle. Even 10 to 20 minutes of focused, intentional practice can have a lasting effect on your mood and productivity. An optimized morning routine doesn't have to look the same every day. It's about creating a sequence that feels natural and supportive for you. The best way to build consistency is to start small. Choose 1 or 2 simple habits, like drinking water and journaling, and do them every morning until they become automatic. Once those habits stick, you can add more. Over time, your routine will evolve into a personal ritual that strengthens your mind and body before you face the world. The greatest benefit of morning routine optimization is the sense of control and calm it brings. You begin your day proactively instead of reactively. You set your own tone instead of letting external circumstances decide it for you. This practice cultivates self-discipline, self-respect, and mental clarity. You move through your day more focused, grounded, and positive, and you begin to feel that every morning is not something to rush through, but something to build upon. In essence, an optimized morning routine is not just about productivity, it is about self-alignment. It's a daily act of self-leadership, a declaration that you are in charge of your own state of mind. When you master your mornings, you begin to master your life, one peaceful, purposeful sunrise at a time. Inner child work. Inner child work is a deeply transformative self-help and emotional healing practice that helps you reconnect with the younger parts of yourself, the parts that carry your early experiences, emotions, needs, and wounds. It is based on the idea that within every adult, there lives an inner child, a symbolic representation of your early self, the child who once felt joy, curiosity, love, pain, fear, or rejection. This inner child is not just a memory, it still lives within your subconscious mind, influencing how you think, feel, and behave today. Inner child work helps you heal by listening to, understanding, and nurturing that part of yourself with compassion and care. Throughout childhood, we all experience moments of happiness, but also moments of hurt, times when we may have felt unseen, unworthy, or misunderstood. Even small experiences, such as being criticized, ignored, or told to be quiet, can leave emotional imprints that shape our adult personality. For example, a child who felt unloved might grow up seeking constant approval. Another who was scolded for expressing feelings might learn to hide emotions altogether. These patterns often operate silently, showing up in our relationships, fears, and self-esteem. Inner child work gives us a way to go back and bring healing to those early experiences that never received proper comfort or validation. The process begins with awareness. You start by acknowledging that your inner child exists, that your current struggles often come from old emotional wounds. You might notice recurring patterns in your life, such as difficulty trusting others, fear of rejection, or self-criticism. Instead of judging yourself for these reactions, you approach them with curiosity. You ask, what might my inner child be feeling right now, or, when did I first start believing this about myself? These questions help you trace adult emotions back to their roots in childhood experiences. Once you recognize your inner child, the next step is to connect with them. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for this. You might close your eyes and imagine yourself as a child, see your younger self's face, the environment you grew up in, and the emotions you carried. Then, imagine your adult self approaching that child gently, offering safety, love, and reassurance. You can say words that your younger self needed to hear, such as, "You are loved, you did nothing wrong," or "I'm here for you now." This act of self-compassion begins to rewire your internal emotional system. Journaling can also be a meaningful part of inner child work. You can write letters to your inner child, allowing that younger voice to express feelings freely, anger, sadness, fear, or longing. Then, as the adult, you respond with understanding and care. This creates an inner dialogue that fosters integration between your past and present selves. Drawing, creative writing, or even play can also be healing, as they reawaken the spontaneous, joyful energy that may have been suppressed during childhood. The goal of inner child work is not to dwell endlessly on the past but to release the emotional pain that still lives inside you. When the inner child feels acknowledged and safe, emotional triggers begin to lose their intensity. You stop reacting from a place of old hurt and start responding from a place of present awareness. For instance, instead of feeling overwhelming rejection when someone criticizes you, you can recognize that your inner child is feeling unseen, and you can comfort that part of yourself instead of letting it control your reactions. This healing process also helps you rediscover qualities that may have been buried under years of responsibility or self-protection: playfulness, creativity, innocence, and wonder. As you nurture your inner child, life begins to feel lighter and more authentic. You develop a gentler relationship with yourself, one rooted in acceptance instead of judgment. Inner child work often brings profound emotional relief. Tears may come as you reconnect with forgotten parts of yourself, but those tears cleanse and release long-held pain. Over time, the relationship with your inner child becomes one of love and trust. You become both the caretaker and the cared for. You learn to give yourself the understanding and safety you may not have received before. Ultimately, inner child work is about wholeness. It reminds you that healing does not mean erasing the past but embracing it with compassion. Every person carries within them both the wounded child and the wise adult. When those two parts meet, healing happens. You become more balanced, grounded, and emotionally free. You stop chasing external approval because you have found inner love and security. By tending to your inner child, you are not going backward, you are going inward, bringing peace to the foundation of who you are. The more you listen to that tender voice inside, the more you realize that your inner child was never broken, just waiting to be seen, heard, and loved again. Kaizen Approach. The Kaizen Approach is a philosophy of continuous improvement that teaches you to create lasting change through small, consistent steps rather than sudden, dramatic transformations. The word Kaizen comes from Japanese and combines two characters, Kai, meaning change, and Zen, meaning good. Together, they form the idea of continuous good change. Originally developed as a business philosophy in post-war Japan, famously implemented in companies like Toyota, Kaizen has since become a powerful method for personal growth and self-improvement. It's based on a simple but life-changing principle: tiny progress, made every day, leads to extraordinary results over time. In a world obsessed with instant success and quick fixes, the Kaizen approach offers a refreshing and realistic alternative. It reminds us that growth doesn't come from radical effort once in a while, but from small improvements repeated consistently. The Kaizen mindset helps you focus on progress rather than perfection. It encourages patience, persistence, and the belief that every step, no matter how small, matters. At its core, Kaizen is about asking one key question: how can I make this just a little bit better? This question can be applied to anything: your habits, work, relationships, health, or mindset. For example, instead of vowing to run 5 miles every day when you've never exercised before, Kaizen suggests starting with something so small it feels almost effortless, like walking for 5 minutes. Once that becomes natural, you increase it slightly. Each small win builds momentum and confidence. Over time, these small actions compound into significant, lasting change. The beauty of the Kaizen approach lies in how it works with, rather than against, the human brain. When we set massive goals, our minds often resist because the task feels overwhelming. This triggers fear, procrastination, or self-doubt. But when we take small, manageable steps, our brain feels safe and motivated to continue. In this way, Kaizen bypasses resistance and replaces it with steady progress. It transforms change from something intimidating into something achievable. Kaizen can also be applied to personal habits and mindset. For instance, if you want to become more positive, you can start by noticing just one good thing each day. If you want to build discipline, you can begin by keeping one small promise to yourself daily, such as making your bed or writing for 5 minutes. The power of Kaizen is not in the size of the action but in its consistency. As the saying goes, small hinges swing big doors. Another key part of the Kaizen philosophy is reflection. At the end of each day or week, take a moment to ask, what worked well, and what can I improve by 1%? This habit of reflection creates awareness and ensures you're always learning and adjusting. The focus is not on judging yourself, but on continuous growth. Mistakes are seen not as failures, but as feedback, opportunities to improve your process. The Kaizen approach also nurtures gratitude and mindfulness. By slowing down and paying attention to small improvements, You begin to appreciate the process rather than just chasing the result. This shift in perspective reduces stress and keeps motivation alive, because you can always celebrate progress, no matter how minor it seems. One of the most powerful aspects of Kaizen is that it builds trust in yourself. When you commit to small, consistent actions, you prove that you can follow through. That self-trust becomes the foundation for bigger achievements later. It's not about doing everything perfectly, but about showing up consistently and doing a little better than yesterday. Kaizen can be visualized as a staircase with very small steps. Each step feels easy, but when you look back after weeks or months, you realize how far you've climbed. Whether you're improving your health, finances, relationships, or mindset, the principle remains the same: start small, stay steady, and never stop improving. Over time, this approach creates not only external success but also inner peace. You stop rushing or comparing yourself to others because you trust your process. You understand that progress is not a race but a rhythm, a steady, gentle movement forward. The Kaizen mindset helps you build resilience, patience, and a lifelong love for learning. Ultimately, the Kaizen approach is about mastering the art of small beginnings. It teaches that greatness is built quietly, through tiny, consistent acts of improvement. Whether you're trying to build a new habit, heal an old pattern, or pursue a dream, Kaizen reminds you that change doesn't have to be fast to be meaningful. As long as you keep improving, even by 1% each day, success becomes inevitable. Self-compassion practice. Self-compassion practice is the art of treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that you would offer to someone you deeply care about. It is about learning to be on your own side, to comfort, support, and encourage yourself instead of judging, blaming, or rejecting who you are. Many people are quick to show compassion to others but harsh toward themselves. They might say to a friend, "It's okay to make mistakes," yet tell themselves, "I'm such a failure." Self-compassion practice teaches you to close that gap, to extend gentleness inward and develop an inner relationship built on love instead of criticism. The foundation of self-compassion comes from the work of psychologist Dr. Kristin Neff, who defines it as having three essential components: self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. These three pillars work together to transform how you relate to pain, failure, and imperfection. The first pillar, self-kindness, means replacing harsh self-criticism with understanding and warmth. Instead of punishing yourself for not being perfect, you acknowledge your struggle and speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. For example, instead of saying, "I can't believe I messed this up again," you might say, "I'm disappointed this happened, but I'm human, and I can learn from it." This shift in language softens the inner voice that often fuels stress and shame. The second pillar, common humanity, reminds you that everyone makes mistakes, feels pain, and faces challenges. When something goes wrong, it's easy to feel isolated, as if you're the only one failing while everyone else has it together. But self-compassion helps you remember that suffering is a universal part of the human experience. You are not alone in your imperfection, you are connected to every other human being who has ever felt the same way. This understanding brings comfort and belonging instead of loneliness and shame. The third pillar, mindfulness, involves being aware of your emotions in the present moment without judgment. Instead of ignoring your pain or exaggerating it, you observe it with curiosity and kindness. You might say to yourself, "I'm feeling sad right now, and that's okay." Mindfulness gives you space between what you feel and how you respond, allowing compassion to flow instead of reactivity or self-criticism. Practicing self-compassion can take many forms. One simple method is the soothing touch technique, placing a hand on your heart or gently holding your own hands when you feel upset. This physical gesture signals to your nervous system that you are safe and supported. Another method is the self-compassion break developed by Dr. Neff, where you pause in a difficult moment and silently repeat 3 phrases. "This is a moment of suffering. Suffering is part of life. May I be kind to myself in this moment." These words help ground you, reminding you that pain is temporary and that you can meet it with kindness. Journaling is another helpful practice. You can write letters to yourself from a compassionate perspective, offering understanding and encouragement. For example, you might write, I know you're doing your best, and even though things didn't go as planned, that doesn't make you any less worthy. Writing this way helps reprogram the inner dialogue that may have been shaped by years of self-criticism or unrealistic expectations. Over time, self-compassion practice transforms how you relate to your own mind. You begin to notice that mistakes no longer spiral into shame, and challenges no longer feel unbearable. You start to trust that you can face difficulties without collapsing under self-judgment. This internal kindness builds emotional resilience, the strength to recover faster from setbacks and to stay calm under pressure. Self-compassion also nurtures healthier relationships. When you treat yourself kindly, you become less defensive and more open with others. You can give and receive love more freely because you no longer depend on external validation to feel worthy. Compassion for yourself naturally extends outward, creating empathy and patience for others. Importantly, self-compassion is not self-pity or self-indulgence. It does not mean avoiding responsibility or excusing harmful behavior. Rather, it means facing yourself honestly but with love. When you care for yourself, you are more motivated to make positive changes, not because you hate who you are, but because you value yourself enough to grow. In essence, self-compassion practice is about becoming your own safe place. It's learning to respond to your struggles with kindness instead of cruelty, to replace the inner critic with an inner ally. Over time, it allows you to live with greater peace, emotional balance, and self-respect. When you make mistakes, you don't fall apart, you rise gently, reminding yourself, I'm doing my best, and that's enough. Growth mindset. A growth mindset is a way of thinking that centers on the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents are not fixed traits, they can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. The concept was introduced by psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck, who discovered that the way people think about their potential deeply affects how they approach challenges, learning, and success. In simple terms, people with a fixed mindset believe that their qualities are set in stone. They might say, I'm just not good at this. But people with a growth mindset understand that with time, practice, and the right strategies, they can improve. This mindset shift might seem small, but it has a huge impact on how you live your life. When you believe you can grow, you're more willing to take risks, make mistakes, and keep trying even when things get difficult. Instead of avoiding challenges, you see them as opportunities to learn. Failure is no longer a dead end, it becomes a stepping stone. Developing a growth mindset starts with awareness. You begin to notice your inner dialogue, that quiet voice that appears when you face something new or difficult. The fixed mindset says, I can't do this, while the growth mindset says, I can't do this yet. That one word, yet, changes everything. It reminds you that ability is not a gift, it's a skill that develops over time. Another important aspect of a growth mindset is how you view effort. In a fixed mindset, effort is often seen as a sign of weakness, that if you were really talented, you wouldn't have to try so hard. But in a growth mindset, effort is seen as the path to mastery. You understand that persistence, curiosity, and hard work are what transform potential into reality. This mindset also changes how you receive feedback. Instead of taking criticism personally, you learn to see it as useful information that helps you grow. You stop fearing mistakes because you understand that every error carries a lesson. As Dr. Dweck explains, failure is information. We label it failure, but it's really just feedback. A growth mindset doesn't mean you have to be positive all the time or ignore your limitations. It simply means you view yourself as a work in progress. You replace judgment with curiosity. Instead of saying, I'm bad at this, you ask, what can I learn from this? This shift makes life feel more like an adventure than a test. Over time, cultivating a growth mindset builds resilience. You become less afraid of rejection, more adaptable to change, and more open to learning from others. You realize that no one starts as an expert. Every skill, every achievement, and every success is built on patience, persistence, and growth. Ultimately, a growth mindset frees you from the prison of perfection. It allows you to value the process instead of obsessing over the outcome. Life becomes less about proving yourself and more about improving yourself. When you believe you can grow, you unlock a deeper sense of purpose and joy, because progress itself becomes the reward. The Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod. The Miracle Morning is a structured morning routine developed by author Hal Elrod, designed to help you transform your life by starting each day with purpose, focus, and energy. The idea is that how you begin your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Instead of waking up rushed, distracted, or unmotivated, the Miracle Morning teaches you to use the first hour of the day for personal growth, nurturing your mind, body, and spirit before the demands of the world take over. At the core of the Miracle Morning is the SAVERS method, an acronym representing 6 powerful practices: silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. Each element contributes to a balanced, purposeful start to the day. Silence refers to beginning your morning with stillness, meditation, deep breathing, or prayer. This helps quiet your mind, reduce stress, and create mental clarity before the rush of daily life begins. It gives you space to center yourself and choose your emotional state consciously. Affirmations are positive statements you repeat to yourself to reinforce empowering beliefs. Instead of starting your day with doubt or worry, you speak words of confidence and motivation, such as, "I am focused and capable," or, "Today, I create progress." Over time, these statements reprogram your subconscious mind and strengthen your self-belief. Visualization involves mentally picturing your goals as if they have already happened. You imagine yourself achieving success, feeling the emotions, seeing the details, and believing it's possible. Visualization trains your brain to expect success and act accordingly. Exercise is the physical part of the routine. Even a short workout, like stretching, yoga, or a quick jog, wakes up your body, increases energy, and sharpens focus. Movement in the morning signals to your brain that you are alert, strong, and ready for the day. Reading is about feeding your mind with knowledge or inspiration. Spending just 10 to 15 minutes reading personal development or spiritual material keeps your mindset positive and helps you keep learning and growing. Finally, scribing means writing, journaling your thoughts, plans, or reflections. It helps you gain clarity, track progress, and set intentions for the day. This simple act of writing grounds your thoughts and strengthens your sense of direction. Each part of the SAVERS routine can be customized to your lifestyle. You can spend a few minutes on each, or stretch them out over an hour. The key is consistency, making these practices a sacred ritual that prepares you mentally, physically, and emotionally for the day. The Miracle Morning is not just about productivity, it's about self-leadership. It reminds you that the quality of your life depends on how you show up each day. By investing in yourself first thing in the morning, you cultivate discipline, confidence, and peace. You stop living on autopilot and begin living with intention. Over time, this routine can transform your life in powerful ways, not because it's magical, but because it's consistent. It aligns your habits with your goals and reconnects you to your purpose. As Hal Elrod writes, how you wake up each day determines how you live each day. The Miracle Morning turns that truth into daily practice, one that can awaken the best version of yourself, one sunrise at a time. Journaling for self-reflection. Journaling for self-reflection is the practice of writing regularly to explore your thoughts, emotions, and experiences in a deeper way. It is a private conversation with yourself, a space where you can be completely honest, without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. Unlike keeping a diary that simply records events, self-reflective journaling focuses on what those events mean to you. It helps you process feelings, uncover patterns, and understand yourself better, turning your thoughts into insight and your experiences into wisdom. The power of journaling lies in its simplicity. All you need is a notebook, a pen, and a few quiet minutes. You begin by writing freely, about your day, your emotions, or something specific that's been on your mind. As you write, thoughts that were tangled or unclear start to organize themselves. You might begin a page feeling confused or upset and end it with clarity and calm. Writing slows the mind down, giving you the space to see your thoughts rather than being swept away by them. One of the best ways to use journaling for self-reflection is by asking yourself meaningful questions. Prompts like, "What am I feeling right now and why?" or "What did I learn from today's experience?" can guide your writing toward understanding and growth. You can also use reflective questions such as, "What am I avoiding?" or "What do I need most right now?" These questions invite honesty and encourage emotional awareness. Journaling also helps you track patterns over time. By reviewing past entries, you begin to see recurring themes, fears that hold you back, goals that excite you, or behaviors that need change. This awareness allows you to take responsibility for your growth rather than feeling stuck in old habits. Beyond emotional clarity, journaling also promotes self-compassion. When you write about painful experiences, you give your emotions a safe outlet. You can comfort your own heart through your words. Many people find it healing to write to themselves as if they were writing to a close friend, offering understanding instead of criticism. This builds emotional resilience and self-acceptance. Journaling for self-reflection can take many forms. Some people use gratitude journals, focusing each day on what they're thankful for. Others keep dream journals, goal journals, or free-flowing notebooks where anything can be expressed. The key is consistency, showing up regularly to listen to yourself. Over time, journaling becomes a mirror of your inner world. It helps you make conscious choices instead of reacting impulsively. You begin to notice how you've grown, how your values have shifted, and how your mindset has matured. You become your own witness, your own guide. Ultimately, self-reflective journaling is not just about writing, it's about awakening. It turns ordinary moments into lessons and challenges into opportunities for understanding. Each word you write becomes a step toward greater awareness and peace. It's a practice of self-discovery that teaches you that the answers you seek are already within you. You just have to listen, one page at a time. SMART goals. SMART goals are a powerful and structured way of setting goals that actually lead to success. The word SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This method transforms vague wishes into clear, actionable plans by helping you define exactly what you want, how you'll achieve it, and when. SMART goals take the guesswork out of goal setting and give you a practical roadmap for progress, one that keeps you motivated, focused, and accountable. Many people set goals like, "I want to be healthier, I want to save money," or "I want to be more productive." While these intentions are good, they are too general to guide real action. The SMART framework fixes this problem by adding clarity and structure. It breaks a goal into concrete parts so that you can see exactly what needs to happen, and when. The first part of the framework is specific. A specific goal clearly defines what you want to achieve. Instead of saying, "I want to exercise more," a specific version would be, "I will go for a 30-minute walk every morning." This removes ambiguity and tells your mind exactly what to focus on. When a goal is specific, your brain knows what success looks like, which makes it easier to plan and commit. The second part is measurable. A measurable goal allows you to track your progress and know when you've succeeded. It includes numbers or milestones that you can count. For example, "I will save $200 a month," or "I will read one book every 2 weeks." Measuring progress not only keeps you accountable but also gives you motivation because you can see tangible results as you move forward. The third part, achievable, ensures that your goal is realistic given your current resources, skills, and time. It doesn't mean setting small or easy goals, it means setting goals that challenge you without overwhelming you. For instance, aiming to run a marathon next month if you've never jogged before might not be achievable yet, but aiming to run 3 times a week is. Achievable goals build confidence because they help you create momentum and small wins that lead to bigger ones. Next comes relevant. A relevant goal aligns with your broader values and long-term vision. It should genuinely matter to you. Sometimes people chase goals because others expect them to, not because they truly want them. Relevance ensures your energy is focused on what's meaningful to you. Ask yourself, why do I want this, or how does this fit into my larger purpose? When your goals connect with your deeper motivations, your drive to achieve them becomes much stronger. The final part of the framework is time-bound. Every goal needs a deadline. Without a timeline, it's easy to procrastinate or lose direction. A time-bound goal specifies when you plan to achieve it. For example, I will lose 10 pounds in 3 months, or I will complete my online course by June 30th. Deadlines create urgency and help you structure your time effectively. When you combine all these elements, your goal transforms from a vague idea into a concrete plan. For example, I want to get fit becomes, I will go to the gym for 45 minutes, 4 times a week, for the next 3 months to build strength and improve my health. This is clear, measurable, realistic, meaningful, and time-specific, a true SMART goal. SMART goals also encourage reflection and adjustment. If you miss a milestone, instead of feeling like you've failed, you can review your plan and adapt it. Maybe the timeline was too short, or the steps were too ambitious. The SMART framework is flexible, it evolves with your growth. One of the biggest benefits of SMART goals is how they boost motivation. When you know exactly what you're aiming for and how to measure progress, every small success becomes visible. This visibility fuels consistency and confidence. It reminds you that progress is happening, even if it's gradual. Setting SMART goals also helps reduce stress and uncertainty. You don't waste energy wondering what to do next or whether you're making progress. Your plan answers those questions for you. It gives you structure, direction, and focus. Ultimately, SMART goals turn dreams into action. They remind you that success doesn't come from hoping, it comes from planning, committing, and taking steady, purposeful steps. Whether your goal is personal, professional, or emotional, this method can help you transform vague desires into concrete results. Each time you achieve a SMART goal, you strengthen your belief in your ability to create the life you want, one specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound step at a time. Neuro-Linguistic Programming, NLP. Neuro-Linguistic Programming, commonly known as NLP, is a self-help and communication method that explores how language, thought patterns, and behavior work together to shape our personal reality. The name itself explains its purpose. Neuro refers to the mind and nervous system, linguistic refers to language and how we use it, and programming refers to the patterns or habits that influence our behavior. In essence, NLP helps you understand how your internal thoughts and language shape your emotions and actions, and how you can reprogram those patterns to achieve positive change. Developed in the 1970s by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, NLP was created to study how successful people think and communicate differently from others. They discovered that excellence in any field is not random, it follows certain patterns of mindset, behavior, and language that can be learned, practiced, and applied. NLP became a toolbox of techniques to help people improve their confidence, overcome fear, change limiting beliefs, and communicate more effectively with themselves and others. At its heart, NLP is based on one simple idea: the way you experience the world is filtered through your mind. You don't respond to reality itself, you respond to your interpretation of it. Two people can face the same situation but have completely different reactions because they perceive it differently. NLP teaches that by changing how you interpret experiences, you can change how you feel and behave. One of the core principles of NLP is, the map is not the territory. This means that your thoughts, beliefs, and memories form a mental map of reality, but that map isn't always accurate. For example, if you believe, "I'm not good at speaking," that belief might hold you back even if it isn't objectively true. NLP helps you update your mental map so that it reflects empowerment rather than limitation. Another key concept in NLP is the connection between thoughts, language, and the body. Every emotion you experience has a corresponding physical expression, like tightening muscles when you're anxious or smiling when you're happy. Likewise, the words you use affect how you feel. If you constantly say, "I'm so stressed," your brain reinforces that state. NLP teaches you to use positive, empowering language instead, such as, "I'm handling things calmly." By changing your words, you begin to shift your emotional state. NLP also includes practical techniques designed to create quick psychological change. One of the most popular is anchoring, which involves linking a specific physical gesture or word to a desired emotional state. For instance, if you tap your fingers together while feeling confident, and repeat that several times, you create a mental anchor. Later, when you need confidence, before a meeting or performance, repeating that gesture can help you re-access that same feeling. Another well-known NLP method is reframing. This involves changing the way you view a situation so that it feels different emotionally. For example, instead of thinking, "I failed," you could reframe it as, "I learned what doesn't work." This doesn't deny reality, it shifts perspective from judgment to growth. NLP practitioners believe that by changing your mental framing, you change your emotional experience and your ability to act effectively. NLP also teaches the concept of modeling, which means studying how successful people think, feel, and act, and then applying those patterns to your own life. By observing how someone communicates, makes decisions, or handles stress, you can replicate the mindset and behaviors that lead to success. One of the most empowering aspects of NLP is that it helps you realize you are not trapped by your past programming. Many of your current thoughts and reactions are learned patterns, and what is learned can be changed. NLP gives you tools to reprogram those habits consciously, transforming fear into confidence, hesitation into action, and confusion into clarity. Although some aspects of NLP are debated scientifically, many people find its techniques highly effective for personal growth and communication. Its practical focus on language, mindset, and behavior makes it accessible and adaptable to daily life. You can use it to overcome procrastination, manage stress, improve relationships, or strengthen motivation. Ultimately, NLP teaches that your mind is not a fixed machine but a flexible system, one you can understand, guide, and improve. When you master the connection between how you think, how you speak, and how you act, you gain the power to shape your experience instead of being shaped by it. You become both the author and the editor of your inner story, crafting a life defined by awareness, confidence, and choice. Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, ACT, Principles. Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, often called ACT, pronounced as the word ACT, is a modern psychological approach that teaches you how to live a rich, meaningful life while handling difficult thoughts and emotions more effectively. Instead of trying to eliminate pain or control every emotion, ACT helps you develop the skill of acceptance, learning to allow your inner experiences to exist without being ruled by them. At the same time, it encourages you to take committed action guided by your deepest values. In short, ACT helps you stop fighting with your mind and start living your life with purpose and flexibility. The foundation of ACT lies in 6 core principles that work together to build psychological flexibility, the ability to adapt to challenges while staying true to what matters most. These 6 principles are acceptance, cognitive diffusion, being present, self as context, values, and committed action. The first principle, acceptance, means opening up and allowing difficult emotions to exist rather than suppressing or avoiding them. Many people spend huge amounts of energy trying not to feel pain, pushing away sadness, fear, or guilt. But ACT teaches that the more you resist an emotion, the stronger it becomes. Acceptance doesn't mean liking your pain, it means acknowledging it with kindness and letting it move through you naturally. For example, instead of saying, "I shouldn't feel anxious," you might say, "I notice that I feel anxious right now, and that's okay." This simple shift creates space for healing and calm. The second principle is cognitive diffusion, which involves separating yourself from your thoughts rather than being trapped by them. Normally, when a painful thought appears, like, "I'm not good enough," we tend to believe it automatically. ACT teaches you to step back and observe your thoughts as words or mental events, not absolute truths. A common exercise is to say the thought slowly out loud or even sing it in a silly voice. Doing so breaks its power and reminds you that a thought is just a thought, not a command or fact. The third principle is being present, which means focusing your attention on the here and now instead of getting lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future. Through mindfulness practices such as breathing or body awareness, you train your mind to return to the present moment again and again. This allows you to experience life more fully, to taste, feel, and see what's actually happening, rather than being consumed by mental noise. The fourth principle, self as context, teaches that you are not your thoughts or emotions. You are the one who notices them. Imagine your mind as the sky and your thoughts as clouds passing through it, sometimes bright, sometimes stormy, but the sky itself never changes. This awareness helps you stay grounded even during emotional turbulence. You realize that no matter what you feel or think, your deeper self, the observer within, remains stable and whole. The fifth principle is values. In ACT, values are the compass that guides your behavior. They are not goals, but ongoing directions, qualities of living that you want to embody, like honesty, compassion, creativity, or courage. When you identify your values, you discover what truly matters to you. Life becomes less about avoiding pain and more about moving toward purpose. For example, you might value connection, so even when you feel social anxiety, you still choose to reach out to others because that action honors your deeper values. Finally, committed action means taking concrete steps aligned with your values, even when fear or discomfort show up. It's about choosing to act with courage rather than waiting for the perfect mood or situation. You learn that meaning and growth often come from taking action in the presence of discomfort, not in its absence. Over time, this builds strength, confidence, and authenticity. Together, these 6 principles create a powerful framework for living. ACT doesn't aim to remove pain, because pain is part of being human. Instead, it helps you change your relationship with pain so that it no longer controls your life. You learn to open up to what you feel, step back from unhelpful thoughts, stay grounded in the present, and move forward guided by what matters most. Practicing ACT brings a sense of freedom. You stop wasting energy fighting your inner world and start investing that energy into creating a meaningful outer one. You realize that you don't need to wait for fear to disappear to take action. You can take action with fear by your side. This is the heart of ACT, to accept what you cannot control, and to commit to living with purpose and love in every moment. Time blocking. Time blocking is a powerful productivity and self-management technique that helps you take control of your day by dividing your time into clear, dedicated segments, or blocks, each assigned to a specific task, activity, or goal. Instead of moving through your day reactively, constantly switching between tasks or responding to distractions, time blocking allows you to work with intention and focus. It turns your calendar into a visual plan for success, showing exactly when and how you'll spend your time, rather than just hoping to fit everything in. At its core, time blocking is simple. You schedule your tasks on your calendar just like appointments. For example, instead of writing a vague to-do list that says, "Work on project," you block a specific time, such as 9 to 11 a.m., labeled Project Research. During that time, your only job is to focus on that task, nothing else. This creates structure and protects your most important work from distractions and procrastination. One of the biggest advantages of time blocking is that it transforms intention into action. Many people struggle not because they don't know what to do, but because they haven't decided when to do it. A to-do list may contain 10 priorities, but without scheduled time, those priorities compete for your attention. Time blocking removes that mental clutter by assigning each task its rightful place on your calendar. This provides clarity and peace of mind because you know there's time set aside for everything that matters. To begin practicing time blocking, start by identifying your most important priorities, both professional and personal. Then, estimate how much time each task or activity typically takes. Next, open your calendar and begin assigning time blocks for those activities. For example, you might block 8 to 9 a.m. for exercise, 9 to 11 o'clock for deep work, 11 to 11:30 for email, and 1 to 2 p.m. for meetings. You can also schedule blocks for breaks, meals, and rest. The key is to be realistic and give each task enough time to complete without stress. Time blocking also encourages deep work, a term popularized by author Cal Newport. Deep work means focusing intensely on a single, meaningful task without interruptions. During a time block, you turn off notifications, silence your phone, and avoid multitasking. This helps you enter a state of flow, that feeling of being fully absorbed and productive. By batching similar tasks into blocks, such as answering emails in one block instead of all day long, you save energy and prevent mental fatigue caused by constant switching. Another powerful aspect of time blocking is that it helps you create balance. It's not just for work, you can block time for self-care, hobbies, family, or relaxation. By seeing your entire day visually, you can make sure you're not neglecting what truly matters. You might dedicate an evening block to reading, a weekend block to nature walks, or a morning block for journaling or mindfulness. This turns time management into life management. Flexibility is an important part of time blocking as well. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, so think of your time blocks as guideposts, not rigid cages. If an unexpected event arises, you can adjust the schedule, but because you've planned ahead, you'll know exactly what needs to be rescheduled and where it fits. Over time, you'll learn how long tasks really take and refine your blocks for better accuracy. To make time blocking even more effective, try pairing it with themed days or priority blocks. Themed days mean dedicating entire days of the week to specific types of work, for example, Mondays for planning, Tuesdays for creative work, and Fridays for review. Priority blocks are the times of day when your energy is highest, often early morning for many people. By protecting those hours for your most important tasks, you make progress where it matters most. The benefits of time blocking are both practical and psychological. It reduces procrastination because you no longer have to decide what to do next, the decision is already made. It lowers stress because your day feels organized and predictable. And it builds discipline, helping you train your focus muscle so you can stay present in whatever you're doing. Over time, time blocking transforms how you relate to time itself. You stop treating time as something that happens to you and start treating it as something you design. You become the architect of your day instead of its victim. Each block becomes a commitment, a promise to yourself to be intentional with your energy and attention. Ultimately, time blocking isn't just about getting more done, it's about creating space for what truly matters. It helps you align your daily actions with your long-term goals, ensuring that your time reflects your priorities. When used consistently, it turns busyness into balance, chaos into clarity, and ordinary hours into a purposeful rhythm that supports both productivity and peace of mind. Reframing. Reframing is a powerful mental and emotional skill that allows you to change the way you perceive a situation, event, or belief in order to see it from a more empowering and balanced perspective. It doesn't mean denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. Rather, it's about shifting your focus so that you can interpret experiences in a way that supports growth instead of despair. Reframing teaches you that it's not always the situation itself that causes distress, but how you think about it. By changing the frame through which you view an experience, you can change your entire emotional response. The concept of reframing comes from cognitive psychology and is used widely in therapy, particularly in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and Neuro-Linguistic Programming, NLP. The core idea is simple: our thoughts shape our emotions, and our emotions influence our actions. If we can adjust the thoughts, or the frame, around a situation, we can change how we feel and how we respond. Imagine that your mind is like a camera. The situation you're facing is the subject, but the angle, lighting, and focus you choose determine the picture you see. If the frame is negative, everything looks gloomy or hopeless. If you shift the frame, by focusing on possibilities, lessons, or hidden positives, the same situation can look completely different. For example, instead of thinking, "I failed," you might reframe it as, "I learned something valuable that will help me next time." The event hasn't changed, but the meaning you've given it has, and that makes all the difference. Reframing starts with awareness. The first step is to notice your internal dialogue, the stories you tell yourself about what's happening. You might hear thoughts like, "This is a disaster," or "I'm terrible at this." Once you become aware of these thoughts, you can pause and question them. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Is there another way to see this situation? Or, what would I say to a friend who felt this way? These simple questions open the door to a new perspective. One of the most common forms of reframing is turning problems into opportunities. For example, losing a job might initially feel devastating, but reframed, it could be seen as a chance to explore new career paths or rediscover passions that were once ignored. Similarly, rejection in relationships can be reframed as redirection, guiding you towards something or someone more aligned with your true self. Reframing doesn't erase pain, but it helps you find purpose within it. Another useful approach is temporal reframing, which involves zooming out and seeing a difficult experience in the broader context of time. Ask yourself, will this still matter in a year? Or, what might I learn from this looking back 5 years from now? This shift helps you realize that most challenges are temporary, and that they often carry valuable lessons for the future. Reframing is also a tool for emotional regulation. When you reframe a stressful event, your body's stress response begins to calm. For instance, if you tell yourself, "This presentation could ruin me," your body reacts with anxiety and tension. But if you reframe it as, "This is an opportunity to practice and grow," your body and mind relax into a more confident state. Over time, reframing trains your brain to respond to challenges with curiosity instead of fear. It's important to remember that reframing doesn't mean forcing fake positivity. It's not about pretending everything is good when it's not. Instead, it's about finding realistic hope, recognizing both the difficulty of the situation and your ability to handle it. It allows you to see multiple sides of a problem and to choose the one that helps you move forward rather than stay stuck. In daily life, reframing can be applied to almost anything, from work stress to personal relationships. For example, if someone criticizes you harshly, instead of immediately feeling hurt, you could reframe it as, "This person's feedback might reveal something useful," or, "Their reaction says more about them than about me." This shift gives you emotional power and resilience. Practicing reframing regularly changes your mental habits. You begin to notice negativity sooner and replace it with constructive thinking. Over time, you develop what psychologists call cognitive flexibility, the ability to adapt your perspective quickly when life throws challenges your way. This flexibility is one of the key traits of emotionally strong and optimistic people. Ultimately, reframing is about reclaiming your power over meaning. You can't always control what happens, but you can control how you interpret it. Every challenge can become a teacher, every setback a lesson, and every ending a beginning. When you change the frame, you don't just change your thoughts, you change your reality. Strengths Finder, CliftonStrengths. The Strengths Finder, now known as CliftonStrengths, is a personal development tool created by psychologist Donald Clifton and the Gallup organization. It is designed to help people identify their natural talents, the patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving that come most easily to them, and transform those talents into strengths that fuel success and fulfillment. The idea behind CliftonStrengths is simple but profound. Rather than focusing on fixing weaknesses, you achieve more growth and happiness by developing what you already do best. In traditional thinking, self-improvement often starts with identifying flaws, areas where you are not good enough, and working hard to fix them. CliftonStrengths flips this idea upside down. It's built on the belief that every person has unique potential, and that success comes not from trying to be everything, but from understanding and maximizing your natural strengths. When you operate from your strengths, you feel more engaged, more confident, and more effective in your work and personal life. The Strengths Finder assessment identifies 34 distinct talent themes, which represent different areas of human potential. These include traits like achiever, driven to get things done, empathy, deeply understanding others' emotions, strategic, seeing patterns and pathways forward, learner, loving the process of learning, and communication, expressing ideas clearly and persuasively. After completing the assessment, You receive a personalized report showing your top 5 strengths, the talents that most define who you are. Once you know your strengths, the goal is to consciously use them in your daily life. For example, if one of your strengths is responsibility, you might thrive when trusted with important projects or commitments. If positivity is one of your strengths, you naturally lift others' spirits and can use that energy to create a motivating environment. If analytical is among your top strengths, you may excel at solving complex problems through logic and data. CliftonStrengths encourages you to lean into these natural tendencies rather than trying to imitate others. The philosophy behind this approach is supported by research showing that people who use their strengths daily are more productive, happier, and less stressed. When you work in alignment with your strengths, you experience what psychologists call flow, a state of focus and fulfillment where time seems to disappear. Tasks that drain others might energize you, simply because they match your natural abilities. However, StrengthsFinder is not about ignoring weaknesses. Instead, it teaches you to manage them strategically. The goal is not to fix every limitation but to minimize how much your weaknesses hold you back. For example, if your natural talent is creativity but you struggle with organization, you might use your creativity to design better systems or collaborate with someone whose strength is structure. This partnership between strengths and support creates balance and efficiency. CliftonStrengths also encourages self-awareness and empathy. When you understand your own top talents, you begin to see and appreciate others' strengths too. You realize that everyone contributes differently. One person might shine at planning, another at inspiring, another at executing. In teams, this understanding fosters respect, collaboration, and trust. Instead of competing or judging differences, you learn to combine strengths to achieve shared goals. Practicing StrengthsFinder principles in everyday life involves reflection and intentional use. You might start each week by asking, how can I use my top strengths today, or which of my talents can help me handle this challenge? Keeping a strengths journal, where you note times when you used your talents successfully, can reinforce awareness and confidence. The more you focus on your natural abilities, the stronger and more automatic they become. This approach also aligns with positive psychology, the science of human flourishing, which emphasizes building well-being through strengths, gratitude, and purpose. By focusing on what's right about you instead of what's wrong, you build motivation and self-belief. You stop chasing perfection and begin growing through authenticity. Ultimately, the StrengthsFinder or CliftonStrengths method teaches a simple but life-changing truth. Your greatest potential lies not in becoming someone else, but in becoming more fully yourself. The better you understand and apply your strengths, the more your life aligns with your true nature. You find meaning, confidence, and success not through constant self-correction, but through self-connection. When you know your strengths, you stop asking, what's wrong with me, and start asking, what's strong in me? That question changes everything. It shifts your mindset from self-doubt to self-empowerment. You begin to see that greatness isn't about being perfect, it's about using what's uniquely yours to make a difference in the world. Breath work. Breath work is the practice of consciously controlling your breathing to influence your mental, emotional, and physical state. It might sound simple, after all, everyone breathes, but when used intentionally, the breath becomes a powerful tool for healing, focus, relaxation, and personal transformation. Breath work helps you reconnect with your body, calm your mind, and release stored stress or emotions. It has been used for thousands of years in yoga, meditation, and spiritual traditions, and is now widely recognized in psychology and wellness practices for its ability to regulate the nervous system and improve well-being. Most of us breathe automatically without paying attention to it. However, modern life often leads to shallow, rapid breathing, especially when we're stressed, anxious, or sitting for long hours. Shallow breathing signals the body's fight or flight response, keeping you in a state of tension. Breath work reverses this pattern by slowing and deepening the breath, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest mode. This shift can lower heart rate, reduce stress hormones, and create a sense of calm and clarity almost instantly. At its core, breath work teaches that your breath is a bridge between your mind and body. When your mind races, your breath quickens. When your body relaxes, your breath slows. By consciously guiding your breathing, you can influence how you think and feel. This makes breathwork both a grounding practice and a doorway to emotional release and self-awareness. There are many different types of breathwork, each with its own focus and rhythm. One of the simplest is deep diaphragmatic breathing, also known as belly breathing. In this technique, you place one hand on your chest and one on your abdomen, then take slow, deep breaths so that your belly rises with each inhale and falls with each exhale. This activates the diaphragm and helps your body take in more oxygen while reducing tension in the shoulders and chest. Another popular method is box breathing, often used by athletes and even military personnel to stay calm under pressure. In this technique, you inhale for 4 counts, hold the breath for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and hold again for 4 counts before repeating. The steady rhythm balances your nervous system and sharpens focus. There's also alternate nostril breathing, called Nadi Shodhana in yoga, where you breathe in through one nostril and out through the other, alternating sides. This technique balances the left and right hemispheres of the brain, bringing harmony between logical and creative thinking. More advanced practices like holotropic breathwork or circular breathing are designed for deep emotional release. In these methods, you use connected, rhythmic breathing to access subconscious emotions or memories stored in the body. Many people report experiencing powerful emotional healing, clarity, or even spiritual insight through these sessions. One of the greatest benefits of breathwork is its immediacy. Unlike some practices that take months to show results, even a few minutes of conscious breathing can make a noticeable difference. It can calm anxiety, improve focus, boost energy, and even help you fall asleep more easily. By returning to your breath, you return to the present moment, the only place where true peace exists. Breathwork also helps process emotions that have been suppressed. When you breathe deeply and consciously, you allow stuck energy to move through the body. Sometimes, emotions like sadness, anger, or fear rise to the surface during breathwork. This is a natural release, not something to fear. The breath gives you a safe channel to let those feelings move and dissolve, leaving space for calm and clarity. In daily life, integrating breathwork can be simple and practical. You can take 3 slow, conscious breaths before entering a meeting, during a stressful commute, or before responding to a difficult message. You can also use morning breathing exercises to energize your body and evening ones to unwind. The more often you practice, the more your body learns to stay balanced naturally. The beauty of breathwork is that it's always available. You don't need any equipment or special setting, your breath goes wherever you go. It's your built-in tool for regulating emotions, clearing the mind, and restoring peace. With regular practice, breathwork becomes not just a technique but a way of living, a reminder that calm and power are always just one breath away. Ultimately, breathwork reconnects you with the simplest and most essential rhythm of life: breathing in, breathing out. Every inhale is renewal, every exhale is release. By mastering your breath, you learn to master your inner world, transforming stress into strength and chaos into calm. Body Scan Meditation. Body Scan Meditation is a mindfulness practice that helps you connect deeply with your physical body and bring awareness to the present moment. It involves mentally scanning your body from head to toe, noticing sensations, tensions, and feelings without trying to change or judge them. This simple yet powerful exercise trains your mind to observe your body with curiosity and kindness, releasing stress and helping you feel grounded and at peace. The practice of body scan meditation has its roots in ancient mindfulness traditions and is a core element of mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, a program developed by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn. It's designed to help people manage anxiety, chronic pain, and stress by fostering a gentle awareness of the body. The goal is not to force relaxation but to allow it to unfold naturally as you tune into your body's sensations. To begin a body scan, find a quiet and comfortable place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths, letting go of distractions from the outside world. Then, bring your attention to the top of your head. Notice any sensations: warmth, tingling, pressure, or even numbness. There's no need to analyze or label them as good or bad, simply observe what is present. Slowly, you move your awareness down through your body. From your forehead to your face, shoulders, arms, chest, back, abdomen, legs, and feet, each part receives a moment of gentle attention. As your mind travels through the body, you might notice areas of tension, pain, or discomfort. Instead of resisting these sensations, the practice encourages you to breathe into them, to acknowledge and allow them to exist just as they are. Sometimes, that very acceptance softens the discomfort on its own. One of the most important lessons of body scan meditation is learning to listen to your body without judgment. In daily life, we often ignore physical signals. Pushing through exhaustion, tightening muscles during stress, or holding our breath without realizing it. The body scan brings awareness back to these signals and invites you to respond with compassion. It's like having a quiet conversation with your body, asking, "How are you?" and really listening to the answer. As you move your attention through each region, you can also use the breath as an anchor. For example, when focusing on your shoulders, you might imagine each exhale releasing tension there. When focusing on your hands or feet, you might picture warmth or light flowing into them. This combination of awareness and breath helps calm the nervous system, grounding you in the present moment and reducing anxiety. During the practice, it's normal for the mind to wander. You might start thinking about your to-do list or replaying conversations in your head. This isn't a failure, it's part of the meditation. Each time you notice your mind has drifted, you simply acknowledge it and gently guide your focus back to the body. This act of returning again and again builds mindfulness and strengthens your ability to stay present in daily life. Body scan meditation can last anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour, depending on your schedule and needs. A short daily practice can help you reconnect with your body and emotions, while longer sessions can create deep relaxation and insight. Over time, this practice can increase body awareness, reduce muscle tension, improve sleep, and even enhance emotional regulation. One of the most beautiful effects of body scan meditation is the sense of unity it creates between your mind and body. Many people live, in their heads, disconnected from physical sensations. This meditation bridges that gap. It teaches you that your body is not just a vessel to carry your mind but a living, feeling part of your experience that deserves attention and care. The practice also fosters gratitude. As you move through each part of your body, you may begin to appreciate it more: your eyes that see, your hands that create, your legs that carry you. Even if you notice discomfort, you can thank your body for communicating with you. This gratitude deepens your sense of presence and self-acceptance. Ultimately, body scan meditation is not about achieving a particular state, it's about awareness. By learning to notice your body's sensations without judgment, you cultivate peace, patience, and self-compassion. You begin to experience your body not as a collection of problems to fix, but as a wise guide that can lead you back to calm and balance whenever life feels overwhelming. Shadow work. Shadow work is the process of exploring and integrating the hidden or unconscious parts of yourself, the parts you often suppress, deny, or reject. The shadow is a concept first introduced by psychologist Carl Jung, who described it as the collection of traits, emotions, and desires that we've pushed out of our conscious awareness because they feel uncomfortable, shameful, or unacceptable. These hidden aspects don't disappear just because we ignore them. Instead, they quietly influence our behavior, reactions, and relationships from the background. Shadow work is about bringing light to those dark corners of the psyche, not to judge them, but to understand and accept them as part of your wholeness. When we are young, we naturally express a wide range of emotions and qualities: joy, anger, curiosity, sadness, power, sensitivity, and more. But as we grow up, we receive messages from parents, teachers, or society about which traits are good and which are bad. A child told, "Don't be angry," may learn to bury their anger. Another told, "Stop crying," may suppress vulnerability. Over time, these disowned traits form the shadow, the parts of ourselves we pretend aren't there. Yet, those parts don't go away, they live within us, influencing our thoughts and emotions in subtle ways. Shadow work begins by acknowledging that everyone has a shadow. It's part of being human. The goal is not to eliminate it, but to bring awareness and compassion to it. The shadow isn't inherently negative, it also holds untapped potential, creativity, strength, and authenticity that we've buried along with our pain. By facing your shadow, you reclaim your full self. The process often starts with observation. You begin noticing emotional triggers, moments when you feel an intense reaction to something or someone. For example, if someone's confidence irritates you, it may point to a part of yourself that longs to be more self-assured but feels unsafe expressing it. Or if you're deeply affected by rejection, it may signal an old wound around worthiness. These emotional charges are clues pointing toward the shadow. Instead of judging them, shadow work invites you to get curious. What part of me is asking to be seen? What feeling have I been avoiding? Journaling is one of the most effective tools for shadow work. You can explore questions like, what qualities in others do I dislike, and how might they reflect something in me, or, what am I afraid people would think if they saw the real me? Writing freely allows your unconscious thoughts to surface safely, revealing insights that your conscious mind might normally avoid. Another method involves dialoguing with the shadow, imagining or writing a conversation between your conscious self and the part you've hidden. You can ask, what do you need, or, why have you been hiding? Often, you'll find that the shadow carries emotions that were never allowed to be expressed, sadness, fear, or anger that simply want acknowledgement and understanding. When you meet those parts with compassion, healing begins. Meditation or visualization can also support this process. You might close your eyes and imagine walking through a dark forest, the symbolic home of your shadow. There, you may meet a version of yourself that carries qualities you've rejected. Instead of running away, you sit with them, listen, and embrace them. This visualization teaches your subconscious that it's safe to accept every part of who you are. It's important to approach shadow work with patience and self-kindness. The shadow is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It holds valuable lessons about self-acceptance, empathy, and emotional truth. Avoid trying to fix or rush the process. Healing happens through presence and understanding, not force. Sometimes, working with a therapist or counselor can help guide you safely through deeper layers, especially if you uncover old trauma or painful memories. The benefits of shadow work are profound. As you integrate your hidden parts, you experience less inner conflict and more emotional freedom. Triggers lose their power because you understand their roots. Relationships improve because you project less onto others. You stop blaming them for qualities you've disowned in yourself. You also reconnect with your authenticity, creativity, and intuition, the parts of your soul that thrive when no longer trapped in the dark. Ultimately, shadow work is an act of self-love. It is the courage to turn toward your own darkness instead of running from it. By embracing the parts you once rejected, you become whole again. You realize that light and shadow are not opposites but partners, each giving meaning and depth to the other. When you bring awareness to the hidden aspects of yourself, you don't become someone new, you simply become more completely who you've always been. Stoicism practice. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches how to live with wisdom, peace, and emotional balance, no matter what life brings. Originating in ancient Greece and developed further by Roman thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism is not about suppressing feelings or becoming cold. It's about learning to respond to life rationally and calmly instead of reacting impulsively. A Stoic doesn't deny emotions, they understand them, master them, and use them as guides rather than rulers. Stoicism is both a mindset and a daily practice that helps you build resilience, focus, and inner peace. At the heart of Stoicism lies a simple but powerful principle: control what you can, and accept what you cannot. According to the Stoics, most of our suffering comes not from events themselves but from how we interpret and resist them. For example, you can't control whether it rains, but you can control your response. You can complain and feel miserable, or you can adapt by bringing an umbrella and continuing your day calmly. Stoicism teaches that peace of mind comes from focusing your energy only on what lies within your control, your thoughts, choices, and actions. One of the most practical Stoic exercises is the dichotomy of control, which divides life into two categories: what you can control, your judgments, intentions, and behavior, and what you cannot, other people's actions, external events, and outcomes. By accepting this distinction, you free yourself from endless frustration. When something goes wrong, instead of saying, "Why did this happen to me?" a Stoic would ask, "How can I respond with virtue and clarity?" This mindset turns obstacles into opportunities for growth. Another key Stoic practice is negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. It involves mentally preparing for challenges before they happen. Not as a form of pessimism, but as a way to strengthen gratitude and emotional resilience. For example, you might imagine losing something you value, your job, your comfort, or even a relationship, not to make yourself sad, but to remind yourself how precious those things are and to reduce fear of loss. This practice teaches appreciation for the present moment and helps you stay calm when difficulties arise because you've already prepared your mind. Stoicism also emphasizes virtue, living according to your highest moral values. The Stoics believe that true happiness doesn't come from wealth, fame, or pleasure, but from acting with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline. Every situation, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity to practice virtue, to be kind when others are angry, to stay honest when it's easier to lie, or to remain patient when life tests you. Virtue is seen as the highest form of strength and freedom because no one can take it from you. Mindfulness and journaling were also part of Stoic practice long before modern psychology rediscovered them. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, kept a personal journal, later published as Meditations, where he reflected on his thoughts, corrected his flaws, and reminded himself to stay humble and rational. Modern Stoics continue this practice by writing daily reflections such as, "What did I do well today? Where did I act against my principles? And, how can I respond better tomorrow?" This daily habit strengthens self-awareness and moral clarity. Another essential part of Stoicism is amor fati, which means love of fate. This mindset teaches acceptance of whatever happens, not just tolerance, but gratitude. A Stoic doesn't merely endure hardship, they learn to embrace it as part of life's natural order. When something unexpected occurs, instead of resisting it, you can say, "This, too, is for my growth." Amor fati transforms every event, even pain or loss, into a teacher. Stoicism is often misunderstood as emotionless detachment, but in truth, it leads to deep emotional strength. The Stoic feels emotions but doesn't let them dominate their decisions. Anger, fear, or sadness are acknowledged and examined rather than suppressed. By understanding that emotions come from thoughts, the Stoic learns to question those thoughts before reacting. This creates emotional freedom, the ability to choose peace even when life is chaotic. In everyday life, Stoic practice might look like taking a deep breath before responding to criticism, reminding yourself that you cannot control others' opinions, or focusing on gratitude instead of frustration. It could also mean using every challenge, from traffic jams to personal loss, as an exercise in patience and perspective. Over time, these small daily choices build resilience, wisdom, and calm confidence. Ultimately, Stoicism is about becoming the master of your inner world. You can't always control what happens outside, but you can always control how you meet it inside. Life will always bring both joy and hardship, but the Stoic learns to stand steady in both, grateful in success, graceful in failure, and peaceful in uncertainty. To practice Stoicism is to live with purpose and serenity, guided not by impulse but by reason, not by fear but by virtue. It is the art of living wisely and well, one mindful, courageous decision at a time. Vision boards. A vision board is a visual tool used to help you clarify, focus on, and manifest your dreams and goals. It's essentially a collage, a collection of images, words, and symbols that represent what you want to create in your life. But a vision board is much more than a creative art project. It's a physical representation of your intentions, a visual reminder of the future you're working toward. By regularly seeing and connecting with those images, you train your mind to focus on your goals, strengthen your motivation, and align your actions with your deepest desires. The idea behind vision boards comes from the principles of the law of attraction and visualization psychology. What you focus on expands. When you repeatedly see pictures of your goals, your subconscious mind begins to believe that these outcomes are possible, even inevitable. This belief affects your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in subtle but powerful ways, helping you make decisions and take actions that bring your vision closer to reality. In other words, a vision board helps you bridge the gap between imagination and achievement. Creating a vision board starts with reflection. Before gathering materials, take time to ask yourself meaningful questions. What do I truly want in my life? What kind of person do I want to become? What experiences do I want to have? Your answers might include goals related to career, health, relationships, creativity, or spiritual growth. You can even choose a specific theme for your board, like self-confidence, abundance, or balance. The clearer your intentions, the more powerful your board becomes. Once you have your intentions, you begin the creative process. Traditionally, you use a large board or piece of paper and collect images, words, and phrases from magazines, photos, or prints that reflect your goals. For example, if you dream of traveling, you might include a photo of a place you want to visit. If you want to build confidence, you could add affirmations like, "I am strong and capable." If you seek peace, include calming visuals like nature scenes or symbols of stillness. You then arrange the images on the board in a way that feels inspiring and harmonious. There's no right or wrong way, what matters most is how it feels to you. The act of creating the board is itself a form of mindfulness and intention setting. You're not just cutting and pasting pictures, you're forming a relationship with your goals, declaring to yourself, "This is what I'm moving toward." After creating your vision board, the next step is to place it somewhere visible, a space where you'll see it every day, such as your bedroom wall, workspace, or even as a digital wallpaper on your phone or computer. Each time you look at it, pause for a moment. Feel the emotions your future vision brings, excitement, gratitude, or peace. This emotional connection is key. Your brain responds not only to images but to feelings. When you feel the energy of your vision, your subconscious begins to align your behavior with it. Vision boards work best when paired with action. Seeing your dreams every day keeps them fresh in your mind, making you more likely to notice opportunities and take steps toward them. For example, if your board includes a photo of someone giving a presentation, you might feel inspired to enroll in a public speaking course. If it shows a healthy lifestyle, you might naturally choose better food or start a new fitness routine. The board becomes both inspiration and accountability. Regularly updating your vision board is also important. As you grow, your goals may evolve. When you achieve something, celebrate it, perhaps by replacing that image with a new one representing your next aspiration. This keeps the board dynamic and alive, just like your journey. Some people also use vision boards for emotional or spiritual growth. You can include images that symbolize qualities you want to cultivate: courage, compassion, confidence, or self-love. By focusing on these traits daily, you reinforce your intention to embody them. Over time, you begin to become the person you visualized. Creating a vision board can be a joyful ritual. You might play calming or uplifting music, light a candle, or set an intention before you begin. It's not just about collecting pictures, it's about connecting with your heart's true desires and giving them form. Ultimately, a vision board is a reminder that your dreams are valid and achievable. It's a tool that helps you stay aligned with your purpose, even when life gets busy or uncertain. By visualizing your goals and feeling gratitude for them as if they already exist, you program your mind to move steadily toward them. Your vision board becomes a mirror of your future, one you get to design intentionally, one image and one dream at a time. Goal visualization boards. Goal visualization boards are powerful tools designed to help you clearly define your goals, visualize them vividly, and stay emotionally connected to the outcomes you wish to achieve. Similar to vision boards, they focus not just on abstract dreams but on specific, measurable goals, the things you intend to accomplish in your personal or professional life. A goal visualization board serves as both a mental compass and a motivational reminder, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It's a creative, visual method for turning intention into direction and direction into daily action. The idea behind a goal visualization board is grounded in both psychology and neuroscience. Your brain cannot easily distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. When you visualize your goals often and clearly, your brain begins to treat them as familiar and achievable. This process activates what's known as the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of your brain that filters information and focuses attention on what you believe is important. Once your goals are clearly defined and visualized, your subconscious starts noticing opportunities, resources, and people that align with those goals. In essence, your mind begins working behind the scenes to help you succeed. Creating a goal visualization board begins with clarity. Before collecting images, take time to define your goals in specific, realistic terms. Instead of writing, "I want success," break it down. "I want to build a thriving business that earns a stable income," or "I want to run a half marathon within 6 months." The clearer your goals, the more effectively your visualization will engage your mind and emotions. You can even base your goals on the SMART framework, making them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Once your goals are clear, gather materials such as a poster board, magazines, photos, or printouts. You can also create a digital version using apps or online tools. The key is to select images and words that represent your goals vividly and emotionally. For instance, if your goal is financial stability, you might include pictures of organized workspaces, financial charts, or symbols of abundance. If your goal is emotional balance, use calming colors, nature imagery, or words like peace, focus, and resilience. Arrange the images and words in a way that feels motivating and harmonious. Many people find it helpful to group their goals by category, such as health, career, relationships, learning, or personal growth. You might even create a central image that represents you living your best life, surrounded by the goals that support that vision. The design itself is not about perfection but about emotional connection. Each image should spark motivation, belief, or joy when you look at it. The emotional connection is what gives a goal visualization board its real power. Every day, spend a few minutes looking at your board and imagining that you have already achieved those goals. See yourself living that life, feel the emotions of gratitude and pride, and let those feelings fill your body. This emotional rehearsal strengthens your belief system and conditions your subconscious mind for success. The more often you feel the emotion of success, the more likely you are to take consistent action that aligns with it. However, visualization without action remains just a dream. The purpose of a goal visualization board is not to make things magically appear but to align your mind with purposeful action. The images on the board serve as daily reminders of what matters most and help you focus your time and effort accordingly. For example, if you see a photo representing physical health, you might feel inspired to choose healthier meals or take a morning walk. If you see an image of a completed project, it might remind you to schedule time for deep work that brings you closer to completion. A powerful addition to your board is to include progress symbols or milestones. You can add check marks, timelines, or affirmations like "in progress" or "achieved." This transforms your board into an evolving map of your journey. It keeps your motivation fresh and reminds you that progress is not a single event but a series of small, intentional steps. Regularly updating your goal visualization board ensures that it reflects your growth. As you achieve goals, celebrate them by marking or replacing those images with new ones. This creates a sense of momentum and builds confidence in your ability to achieve what you set your mind to. You can also refine your goals as your vision expands. What once seemed impossible may now feel within reach, opening the door to new aspirations. Another layer of effectiveness comes from integrating your board into your daily routine. Place it somewhere visible, near your workspace, mirror, or bedside, so that it becomes a consistent part of your environment. Some people take a photo of their board and set it as their phone wallpaper, ensuring that their goals remain in sight all day. Each glance is a small reminder of what you're creating and why it matters. Ultimately, a goal visualization board is not just a collage, it's a dialogue with your future self. It's a space where imagination meets strategy, where emotion fuels discipline, and where clarity leads to creation. It helps you focus your energy on what truly matters, reminding you that your goals are not distant dreams but living possibilities waiting for action. By returning to your board each day, you strengthen not only your vision but also your identity. You begin to become the person who achieves those goals. The images on your board represent not just what you want to have, but who you want to be. Ikigai. Ikigai is a beautiful Japanese concept that means, a reason for being. It represents the deep sense of purpose that gives life meaning, the thing that makes you want to get up in the morning with energy and joy. The word ikigai, pronounced ikigai, combines iki meaning life, and gai meaning value or worth. Together, it points to the idea that true fulfillment comes from living a life that feels both meaningful and aligned with who you really are. The idea of ikigai teaches that happiness and success are not found in chasing wealth, status, or comfort alone, but in discovering the unique intersection of four elements: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. These four circles overlap to form your ikigai, your purpose, your calling, the place where passion meets practicality. Let's explore each part. The first circle is what you love, your passions, joys, and activities that make you feel alive. These are the moments when time disappears and you feel a natural sense of enthusiasm. It could be writing, teaching, helping others, building things, creating art, or solving problems. When you connect with what you love, you connect with the most authentic parts of yourself. The second circle is what you are good at. These are your natural talents, skills, and strengths, the things that come easily to you or that you can master with enjoyment and effort. They may include communication, creativity, empathy, leadership, or technical expertise. Knowing your strengths helps you use them in a way that contributes meaningfully to your life and to others. The third circle is what the world needs. This refers to the ways your abilities and passions can serve others, your contribution to society or your community. It's about seeing where your unique gifts can make a difference, whether through helping people, solving problems, inspiring others, or improving the world in some way. This element gives purpose its deeper meaning, because fulfillment grows when your life positively impacts others. The fourth circle is what you can be paid for. This is the practical side, finding a way to make your passion and talent sustainable. It doesn't mean you must monetize every hobby, but that your livelihood should ideally support your purpose rather than conflict with it. When what you love and what you do for work align, even partially, your life feels more harmonious and satisfying. At the center of these four circles, where love, skill, need, and income overlap, lies your ikigai. It's not necessarily a single job or activity, but a direction, a balance, and a way of being. Finding your ikigai often takes reflection and patience. It's not discovered overnight, it unfolds gradually as you learn about yourself and the world. A helpful way to begin exploring your ikigai is through journaling. You might ask yourself questions such as: what activities make me lose track of time? What do people often thank me for? What problems in the world move my heart to action? If money were no object, what would I spend my days doing? Reflecting on your answers reveals patterns that can guide you toward your unique purpose. You don't have to have all four elements perfectly balanced at once. Even moving closer to the center of that circle can bring greater satisfaction and peace. The philosophy of ikigai also emphasizes that purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. Your ikigai might be raising children, tending a garden, caring for others, creating art, or mastering a craft. What matters is that it feels meaningful to you. In Japan, people often describe their ikigai as small joys that make life worth living, a daily ritual, a conversation, a personal goal, or an act of kindness. Living with ikigai is about presence, gratitude, and alignment. It invites you to slow down, to live intentionally, and to make choices that reflect your values. When you live your ikigai, you experience a sense of flow, a quiet harmony between doing, being, and giving. Work becomes more than labor, it becomes an expression of who you are. Research even suggests that people who have a clear sense of purpose tend to live longer, healthier, and happier lives. Purpose gives direction, meaning, and resilience. It helps you face challenges with strength because you know why you're doing what you're doing. Ultimately, ikigai reminds us that fulfillment is not something we find outside ourselves but something we uncover within. It's the meeting point of inner joy and outer contribution, where your heart, mind, and actions work together. When you live from that center, life feels less like a struggle and more like a dance, guided by purpose, fueled by love, and grounded in meaning. The Wheel of Life. The Wheel of Life is a powerful self-awareness and personal growth tool that helps you visualize balance in the different areas of your life. It gives you a clear picture of where you're thriving and where you might need more attention or change. The idea is simple yet transformative. Imagine your life as a wheel divided into segments, each representing a key area such as health, career, relationships, personal growth, finances, fun, and spirituality. When these areas are balanced and fulfilling, your wheel rolls smoothly. But if some parts are neglected or uneven, life can feel bumpy, unsteady, or out of alignment. The concept of the Wheel of Life is often credited to the late business coach Paul J. Meyer, who used it as a visual coaching tool to help people reflect on their overall life satisfaction. It has since become one of the most widely used frameworks in coaching, therapy, and self-development. The beauty of the Wheel of Life is its simplicity. It turns abstract feelings into something you can see, understand, and improve step by step. To use it, imagine a circle divided into 8, or sometimes 10, slices, like a pie chart. Each slice represents an important area of life. The most common categories include health and fitness, career or business, finances, family and friends, romance or love life, personal growth, fun and recreation, physical environment, like your home or workspace. However, you can adjust these categories to match your values, for example, adding spirituality, community, creativity, or emotional well-being. What matters most is that each segment reflects something that's meaningful to you. Once your wheel is drawn, you rate your level of satisfaction in each area on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 means very dissatisfied and 10 means completely fulfilled. Then, shade in each section up to your chosen number. When you connect the dots around the circle, you'll see the shape of your current life balance. Some areas may be full and strong, others may look small or uneven. This visual pattern reveals where your life feels steady and where it may need more attention. For example, your career might be at an 8, thriving and fulfilling, but your health might be at a 4, meaning you're neglecting rest or exercise. Or perhaps your relationships are strong, but you feel disconnected from personal growth. The Wheel of Life helps you recognize these imbalances without judgment. It's not about perfection, it's about awareness. Once you can see where you are, you can start designing where you want to go. The next step is reflection. Ask yourself, why did I rate this area the way I did? What would a 10 look like for me in this area? For instance, if your fun and recreation score is low, you might realize you've been working constantly and need to make time for joy or hobbies. If finances scored low, maybe you want to learn budgeting or set new savings goals. The process turns vague dissatisfaction into clear, actionable insight. After identifying your lowest or most unbalanced areas, you can set specific goals to improve them. You might decide to schedule weekly workouts, reconnect with a friend, or invest time in a passion project. The key is to take small, consistent steps. Balance doesn't mean giving every area equal time, but rather ensuring that each area feels attended to in a way that supports your overall well-being. Regularly revisiting your Wheel of Life helps you track progress over time. Life naturally shifts, careers change, relationships evolve, and priorities grow. Checking your wheel every few months allows you to stay aligned with your values and adjust before imbalance turns into burnout or frustration. An important part of the Wheel of Life practice is compassion. When you notice an uneven will, don't use it to criticize yourself. Instead, see it as feedback, a message from your life showing where care and energy are needed. Growth comes not from judgment but from understanding. Many people find that simply visualizing their life this way creates clarity and motivation. It transforms the abstract idea of balance into something tangible. You might even feel relief when you realize that it's not that your whole life is off track, just certain parts need more attention. The Wheel of Life also reminds us that balance looks different for everyone. One person may feel fulfilled with a strong focus on career and personal development, while another might prioritize relationships and peace of mind. The goal isn't to make your will perfectly round, it's to make it roll smoothly for you. Ultimately, the Wheel of Life is a mirror, reflecting not just where you are, but who you are becoming. It helps you live with intention, awareness, and balance. When you regularly reflect, adjust, and nurture all areas of your life, your will begins to roll forward with greater ease, direction, and joy. Affirmations. Affirmations are short, powerful statements that you repeat to yourself in order to shape your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs in a positive direction. They are designed to reprogram your subconscious mind, the part of your brain that drives your habits, attitudes, and automatic reactions. The idea is simple. The words you speak to yourself influence how you feel and how you act. When you choose your words intentionally, you train your mind to support your growth instead of holding you back. Every day, you have an inner dialogue running in your mind, a constant stream of thoughts commenting on your life, your abilities, and your future. Sometimes that voice is encouraging and kind, but often it's critical, fearful, or filled with doubt. You might catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed," or "I always mess things up." These are negative affirmations, automatic beliefs that have been repeated so many times that your subconscious accepts them as truth. Affirmations work by replacing those limiting patterns with empowering ones. When you practice positive affirmations, you consciously choose thoughts that support your confidence, peace, and success. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," you say, "I am capable and strong enough to handle whatever comes." Instead of, "I'll never change," you tell yourself, "I am growing and improving every day." At first, these statements may feel awkward or untrue, but with repetition, your brain begins to form new neural pathways, literally rewiring itself to align with your chosen beliefs. Science supports this process. Research in psychology and neuroscience shows that repeated positive statements can activate the reward centers in the brain, reduce stress, and increase motivation. Over time, affirmations help replace fear with courage, shame with self-acceptance, and doubt with trust. They don't magically make problems disappear, but they change how you approach those problems. With a mindset that says, "I can figure this out," instead of, "I can't." The key to effective affirmations lies in how they're phrased and practiced. They should always be stated in the present tense, as if they are already true. This signals to your brain that the desired change is happening now. For example, instead of saying, "I will be confident someday," you say, "I am confident and comfortable in my own skin." The subconscious mind doesn't respond well to "someday," it responds to the certainty of the present. Affirmations also work best when they are positive, personal, and emotionally charged. You should feel something when you say them: hope, joy, strength, or determination. Adding emotion amplifies the message, helping it sink deeper into your subconscious. You might repeat affirmations silently during meditation, speak them aloud in front of a mirror, or write them in a journal each morning. The more consistent and intentional you are, the more powerful the results. Here are a few examples of effective affirmations. I am worthy of love and respect. I attract opportunities that align with my purpose. I release what I cannot control and focus on what I can. I am becoming more confident and peaceful every day. I trust myself to make good decisions. I am enough, exactly as I am. Affirmations can also be tailored to specific goals. For instance, if you're preparing for a presentation, you might use, "I speak clearly and confidently." If you're working on healing self-esteem, you might repeat, "I love and accept myself unconditionally." If you're pursuing success, you might say, "I am open to abundance and success in all forms." By repeating these statements daily, you gently train your mind to think and act in harmony with your aspirations. Some people combine affirmations with visualization, picturing themselves living out the words they speak. When you say, "I am calm and in control," imagine yourself handling a stressful situation with grace. This pairing of words and imagery reinforces belief even further. It's important to remember that affirmations are not about denying reality, they are about focusing on possibility. They shift your mindset from limitation to empowerment. If you feel resistance or doubt when you say an affirmation, that's okay. It's a sign that you are challenging old beliefs. Keep practicing, and over time, those beliefs begin to soften and transform. Consistency is the secret. Just as negative self-talk shapes your life over time, positive affirmations do the same, but in a direction that supports your well-being. Even spending a few minutes each day repeating affirmations can make a noticeable difference in your confidence, mood, and outlook. Ultimately, affirmations remind you of your inherent power to shape your inner world. They are a declaration of who you choose to be, spoken into existence with intention and faith. The more you repeat them, the more your life begins to reflect them, because your thoughts, over time, become your reality. Pomodoro Technique. The Pomodoro technique is a simple yet powerful time management method designed to help you work with focus and rhythm instead of stress and distraction. It was developed in the late 1980s by Francesco Cirillo, who named it after the tomato-shaped kitchen timer. Pomodoro means tomato in Italian. He used while studying. The technique is based on one key idea: the human mind works best in short, concentrated bursts of effort followed by brief breaks. By structuring your time into focused intervals, you increase productivity, reduce burnout, and make work feel more manageable. Here's how it works. You divide your work into intervals called pomodoros, each lasting 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. After completing 4 pomodoros, you take a longer break, about 15 to 30 minutes, to rest and recharge before starting the next cycle. This rhythm helps you maintain mental freshness, avoid fatigue, and sustain motivation throughout the day. The steps are simple but highly effective. Choose a task, something specific and clear, like writing a report, studying a chapter, or cleaning your workspace. Set a timer for 25 minutes, this is 1 Pomodoro. Work with full focus until the timer rings. During this time, avoid checking your phone, email, or multitasking. When the timer goes off, mark 1 Pomodoro complete and take a 5-minute break. Stretch, drink water, or look away from screens. After 4 Pomodoros, reward yourself with a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes to fully rest your mind. The magic of the Pomodoro technique lies in its simplicity and psychological impact. Knowing that you only have to focus for 25 minutes makes even difficult tasks feel less intimidating. It turns large, overwhelming projects into smaller, doable chunks. Instead of thinking, "I have to work for hours," you only think, "I'll do 1 Pomodoro." That mental shift often gets you started, and starting is the hardest part. The short breaks play a crucial role too. Our brains can't maintain deep concentration for hours at a time without rest. By scheduling pauses, the Pomodoro technique prevents fatigue and helps you return to work with renewed clarity. These mini-rests also allow your subconscious mind to process information in the background, improving creativity and problem-solving. The technique also helps combat procrastination. When you set a timer, you give yourself a sense of urgency and structure. The ticking clock creates gentle pressure to focus, while the upcoming break provides motivation to stay on task. Over time, this builds momentum and discipline. Many people find that once they start a Pomodoro, they naturally get into a flow state, that focused, productive mindset where work feels effortless and satisfying. One of the greatest benefits of the Pomodoro technique is how it helps you track your progress. Each completed Pomodoro represents a small achievement, giving you a tangible sense of progress. You can even keep a log to see how much focus time you dedicate to each project or skill. This not only boosts motivation but also helps you plan future work more accurately. The technique can be customized to fit your needs. While the standard cycle is 25 minutes of work and 5 minutes of rest, you can adjust the timing based on your focus level or task type. Some people prefer longer sessions, like 45 minutes of work and 10 minutes of rest, for deep creative tasks, while others use shorter ones for repetitive work. The goal isn't to follow the numbers rigidly but to find a rhythm that helps you stay productive without burnout. To get the most from the Pomodoro technique, minimize distractions. Before you start, turn off notifications, silence your phone, and close unnecessary tabs. Let others know you'll be unavailable during your Pomodoro. Treat it like a promise to yourself, a sacred block of focus time. Then, when the timer rings, give yourself permission to step away and rest. This balance between effort and relaxation is what makes the technique sustainable long-term. With consistent use, you begin to notice patterns in your productivity. You might discover that your focus is sharpest in the morning or that certain tasks require more Pomodoros than you expected. This awareness allows you to plan your day more intelligently and align your work with your natural energy cycles. The Pomodoro technique is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It teaches you to respect your time, attention, and energy. Instead of endless multitasking or racing through the day in a fog, you create a calm, steady rhythm of productivity and rest. Each Pomodoro becomes a small promise kept to yourself, a reminder that progress is built one focused moment at a time. Ultimately, the Pomodoro technique helps you master your attention, one of the most valuable skills in today's distracted world. By breaking time into intentional blocks, you transform work from chaos into flow, turning every task into something you can approach with clarity, focus, and balance. Atomic Habits, James Clear's Method. Atomic Habits is a personal growth system created by author James Clear that focuses on the science of small, consistent actions, atomic habits, that compound over time to create remarkable results. The core idea is that you don't need massive transformations to change your life. Instead, you need tiny, intentional habits that stack together to build lasting improvement. Each small habit is like a single atom in the structure of your life, individually small, but collectively powerful. James Clear's philosophy centers on one profound truth: you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Goals are the outcomes you want, but systems are the processes that get you there. If you focus only on goals, like losing weight, writing a book, or building a business, you might feel motivated temporarily but soon become frustrated if results don't appear quickly. But when you build solid systems, daily routines and habits that naturally move you toward your goals, success becomes a byproduct of your consistent actions. The Atomic Habits method is built around 4 key principles known as the 4 laws of behavior change. These are the practical steps that make good habits easy and bad habits hard. 1. Make it obvious. To build a new habit, you must first become aware of your current ones. James Clear suggests creating a habit scorecard, a list of your daily behaviors where you mark which ones are helpful, neutral, or harmful. Then, to form a positive habit, make its cue clear and visible. For example, if you want to drink more water, place a glass on your desk. If you want to exercise, lay out your workout clothes the night before. The easier it is to see the cue, the more likely your brain is to act on it. 2. Make it attractive. Habits become easier to stick to when they're appealing. Our brains are motivated by reward, so linking your desired habit to something enjoyable increases your chances of following through. For example, you might pair a task you need to do with something you want to do, like listening to your favorite music only while cleaning or studying. You can also surround yourself with people who embody the habits you want to develop. When good behavior is seen as normal in your environment, it becomes more attractive to adopt. 3. Make it easy. The biggest barrier to change is friction, the effort it takes to start. The solution is to simplify your habits. Break them into smaller steps that are too easy to resist. If your goal is to start meditating, begin with just 2 minutes a day. If you want to write, start with 1 sentence. These small wins help you build momentum, and once you've started, it's easier to keep going. Clear calls this the 2-minute rule. Any new habit should take less than 2 minutes to begin. Small actions, repeated consistently, lead to big change over time. 4. Make it satisfying. The final step is to make your habits rewarding. Our brains are wired to repeat behaviors that feel good. To reinforce your habit, track your progress, celebrate small victories, and acknowledge how far you've come. Even something simple like marking an X on a calendar for each day you complete your habit gives a sense of accomplishment. Over time, this builds identity. You begin to see yourself as the kind of person who follows through. And that's one of the most powerful ideas in Atomic Habits. True behavior change is identity change. Instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on who you want to become. For example, instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," say, "I am a runner." Every small action then becomes a vote for that identity. Each time you choose to act in alignment with your desired self, you reinforce the belief that this is who you are. James Clear also emphasizes the power of compounding. Small habits multiply in effect over time. Improving just 1% each day doesn't seem like much, but after a year, those small improvements compound to nearly 37 times better. The reverse is also true. Small negative habits can gradually pull you down. Success, then, is not about intensity but consistency. Another insight from Atomic Habits is the importance of environment design. Clear suggests shaping your surroundings so that good habits are the default choice and bad habits become harder to do. For instance, if you want to read more, keep a book on your pillow. If you want to watch less TV, unplug the device or move it to a less convenient location. Your environment silently shapes your behavior, often more than willpower alone ever could. The Atomic Habits approach is not about perfection, it's about progress. You'll miss days, lose motivation, or make mistakes, and that's okay. What matters most is returning to the system. Missing once is a slip, missing twice is a pattern. By focusing on showing up, even imperfectly, you keep your momentum alive. Ultimately, Atomic Habits is about mastering the small, because small is powerful. It teaches that greatness is not the result of one giant leap but of 1,000 tiny steps taken with patience and purpose. When you build small habits aligned with your values, you not only change what you do, you change who you are. Journaling prompts for self-discovery. Journaling prompts for self-discovery are carefully designed questions or ideas that guide you to explore your thoughts, emotions, memories, and values more deeply. Rather than writing aimlessly, prompts act as gentle doorways into your inner world, helping you uncover who you are, what you believe, and what you truly want from life. Through writing, you translate your private thoughts into visible words, turning vague feelings into clarity, confusion into insight, and silence into self-understanding. Self-discovery journaling is more than a writing exercise, it is a dialogue with yourself. When you sit down with a pen and a blank page, you create a safe space where honesty, curiosity, and vulnerability can coexist. You begin to listen to your inner voice, the part of you that often gets drowned out by daily noise and distractions. By responding to journaling prompts regularly, you slowly piece together a clearer picture of your identity, your desires, and your purpose. The process doesn't require perfect grammar or elegant sentences. It's not about writing something beautiful, it's about being authentic. You can write freely, without censoring yourself, allowing every emotion or idea to flow out. What matters most is presence, showing up with an open mind and a willingness to explore. Here are some examples of powerful journaling prompts for self-discovery that you can use. What does happiness mean to me, and what moments in my life have made me feel truly alive? What are my greatest strengths, and how have I used them to overcome challenges? What are the things I tend to avoid thinking about, and why? If fear were not holding me back, what would I do differently today? What kind of person do I want to become in the next 5 years? What relationships in my life nourish me, and which ones drain me? What beliefs about myself no longer serve me, and what new beliefs would I like to adopt? What am I most grateful for right now, and why does it matter to me? What does success mean to me, and is it defined by my own values or by others' expectations? What is one memory that shaped who I am today? When you answer prompts like these, you begin to see patterns, recurring dreams, fears, or desires that reveal your inner landscape. Over time, journaling becomes a mirror that reflects not just who you are, but who you're becoming. The act of writing itself has a therapeutic effect. Psychologists have found that expressive writing helps regulate emotions, reduce anxiety, and improve mental clarity. When you put your feelings into words, you organize them, process them, and make peace with them. It's as though your journal becomes a compassionate listener, holding space for your truth without judgment. To get the most out of journaling prompts, create a ritual around it. Choose a quiet moment, perhaps in the morning to set your intentions, or at night to reflect on your day. You can light a candle, make tea, or play soft music to create a calm atmosphere. Begin with one prompt that resonates with you and write continuously for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Don't worry about editing or structure, let your words flow naturally. You can also revisit past entries from time to time. Reading your older reflections often reveals how much you've grown or how your perspectives have shifted. It can be encouraging to see that challenges you once felt trapped by have softened, or that dreams once far away are now within reach. Journaling becomes not just a mirror but a map, showing the path you've walked and pointing toward where you're headed next. There are no rules to self-discovery journaling, only guidelines that help you open up. Some days you might write pages of deep reflection, other days, just a few sentences of honesty. Both are valuable. What matters is consistency, showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it. The more you write, the more your inner voice grows louder, wiser, and clearer. You can also use themed journaling prompts depending on what you wish to explore. For self-awareness, try questions like, what do I need right now? Or, what drains my energy? For healing, ask, what am I ready to forgive myself for? For purpose, try, what activities make me lose track of time? Or, if I could dedicate my life to one cause, what would it be? Each theme opens a different doorway to the self. Over time, journaling transforms from a practice into a friendship with yourself. You learn to see your own thoughts not as enemies but as messages. You begin to understand your needs, honor your feelings, and recognize that self-discovery is not a destination but an ongoing journey, a spiral of learning, unlearning, and becoming. Ultimately, journaling prompts for self-discovery are like small keys, each one opens a hidden room inside you. As you write, you illuminate those spaces, uncovering forgotten dreams, buried emotions, and untapped strength. The more you explore, the more at home you feel within yourself. And that, in the end, is the essence of self-discovery, not finding something outside, but returning to what has been within you all along. Mind mapping. Mind mapping is a creative thinking and organization technique that helps you visually capture ideas, connect thoughts, and understand information more clearly. It's a simple yet powerful method that mirrors the way your brain naturally works, not in straight lines, but in branching patterns of association. In a mind map, ideas spread outward from a central concept like the branches of a tree, allowing you to see relationships, patterns, and possibilities all at once. This makes it one of the most effective tools for brainstorming, planning, studying, and problem solving. The concept of mind mapping was popularized by British author and educator Tony Buzan in the 1970s. He observed that traditional note-taking methods, which rely on linear lists, often limit creativity and understanding. The brain doesn't think in lists, it thinks in images, links, and associations. A mind map captures this natural structure by organizing information in a non-linear, radiant way, combining both logic and imagination. To create a mind map, you start with a central idea, the topic or question you want to explore, written in the middle of the page. This could be anything: my goals for this year, project plan, emotional well-being, or book summary. From that center, you draw branches outward for main ideas or categories related to your central theme. Each branch can then sprout smaller branches for subtopics, keywords, or related thoughts. This branching structure continues outward, forming a web of connected concepts. For example, if your central topic is personal growth, your main branches might include health, relationships, career, creativity, and spirituality. From health, you might branch into exercise, nutrition, and sleep. From career, you could branch into skills, goals, and learning. The map expands as your thoughts expand, creating a visual snapshot of how your ideas interconnect. What makes mind mapping so effective is that it engages both sides of the brain, the logical left and the creative right. The structure satisfies your logical side by organizing information clearly, while the colors, images, and spatial layouts stimulate creativity and memory. Using symbols, doodles, and colors isn't just decoration, it enhances recall by making information more vivid and meaningful. Mind mapping is flexible. It can be used for almost anything. Students use it to take notes or study complex topics. Professionals use it for project planning, strategic thinking, and meetings. Writers use it to brainstorm story ideas or organize chapters. It's also an excellent tool for self-reflection and personal development. You can create mind maps to explore emotions, set goals, or identify what's most important in your life. One of the key benefits of mind mapping is clarity. When thoughts are scattered in your mind, they can feel overwhelming. But when you map them out, confusion transforms into structure. You can instantly see connections between ideas that you might have missed before. This makes it easier to solve problems creatively, prioritize tasks, and make decisions. Another major benefit is focus. By keeping your central theme at the center of the page, your attention naturally returns to what matters most. This prevents you from getting lost in unrelated details. At the same time, the open-ended structure encourages free thinking. There's no right or wrong way to build a mind map. It grows naturally as your thoughts unfold. To make your mind mapping practice more effective, follow a few simple guidelines. Use keywords instead of full sentences. This keeps the map clean and easy to expand. Add color and symbols. Use different colors for branches to distinguish categories and stimulate creativity. Include images. Even simple drawings help you remember concepts better than text alone. Keep it flexible. You can always add, move, or reorganize branches as your ideas evolve. Start simple. You don't need to be an artist, the goal is expression, not perfection. There are also digital tools that make mind mapping easier, such as MindMeister, Xmind, or Miro, but pen and paper work just as well, and often feel more personal. The tactile experience of drawing branches and writing by hand strengthens the brain's engagement with the material. Mind mapping can also be deeply introspective. You can use it to explore your identity, passions, or goals. For instance, a "Who am I?" mind map might include branches like values, strengths, dreams, and fears. As you fill it out, you begin to see patterns, clues that reveal what truly matters to you. In this way, mind mapping becomes not just a tool for thinking but a mirror for self-discovery. In essence, a mind map turns chaos into clarity, confusion into creativity. It's a living map of your thoughts, dynamic, colorful, and alive. Whether you're planning your week, writing a book, solving a problem, or exploring your inner world, mind mapping helps you see the big picture while keeping all the details connected. It transforms the abstract into something visible, structured, and inspiring. Ultimately, mind mapping reminds us that our thoughts are not random, they are connected, creative, and full of potential. When you draw them out, you give them shape, and when you see them clearly, you can act on them with confidence.